save them like it's Fallout.
yeah. Absolutely. When the world falls apart.
Alright, cheers to episode 6.
6, return of the podcast.
The budget's a bit low this week, so we're down to the bottled drinks.
I was gonna say we've been cut off. Oh wait, let me turn that fan off.
You silenced our only fan.
That's it. We're done. Views through the floor this week.
So how do you want to start this episode off? What
I think
topic do you want to start with?
We should acknowledge our influence.
Right, yeah.
You know, we
untouched.
Absolutely, we're the most influential podcast in the planet, I think. I think that's a reasonable claim to make.
It's just crazy. You start talking about who needs to drop an album, and a couple of things have been announced.
Yeah.
Since the last episode.
We took 1 week off, and I think they all decided that they missed us, and we're like, let's give them something to talk about.
Let's give them a topic. So obviously the major announcement, Kendrick
Lamar.
Lamar, of course. Announced a new album.
Yeah, called something I've already forgotten.
Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
I was gonna say I thought Big Steppers was in there.
Which is 13th of May release date?
Yes, yeah, because we've got Push tomorrow, which obviously by the time they hear this will have already come out. Then Future that week. Then someone else is dropping. And then Kendrick. Oh, I think it's Jack Harlow or someone.
Jack Harlow, yeah, he's dropping an album, ain't he? Big Jack.
Big
Mr.
Jack.
Harlow. Yeah. Came out of nowhere. I mean, I was expected it to. Obviously, just with how Kendrick is.
Yeah. I mean, even Damn and that was sort of announced very
just sudden.
Yeah. It looks like we might be getting another The Heart before this drops.
Yeah.
Did you see that on his website? There's like loads of files and that, which I'm here for, because Heart Part 4 was low-key the best song on Damn that wasn't on Damn. That was a great track.
Yeah, The Heart. I don't know. You know when the the Heart drops is peak.
Yeah. That's what.
Nah, yeah, definitely.
What, I was gonna say, I don't even know. Like, I don't really have expectations outside of it will be great.
Kendrick's just one of them artists I just trust.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Even though for me, like, Damn was, it wasn't a letdown, but for me it just wasn't the same bar as his last few projects.
It's very much he's going for a mainstream sound on that. Whereas,
it's definitely more mainstream.
Whereas, I mean, to be fair, Good Kid was like not like super niche in the same way To Pimp a Butterfly is, but it's not like the same level as Damn.
No, like, I don't know, because I still do like Damn, but it's just
it's got a lot of like really catchy songs on there, like,
yeah,
which Kendrick, he doesn't have a lot of like catchy songs, you know what I mean? He just has great music. He's not really in that lane up till then. You know what I mean? Like, it's got a lot of music you would like put on a party or something, whereas I don't know, you're not going to put To Pimp a Butterfly on.
No, but then obviously
when you're vibing, you know what I mean?
But like he said, with Good Kid, Mad City has quite a few catchy songs.
Yeah, it's quite a balance.
Like Swimming Pools.
Yeah, or Poetic Justice.
Yeah, obviously Poetic Justice. Obviously the actual song, like Mad City.
Yeah,
like,
or Backseat Freestyle.
Or even Money Trees. Like,
yeah.
It's just, I don't know. Like you say, I feel like Damn was aiming for the commercial numbers,
which obviously it did succeed, didn't it? Like, and then some.
But like, back to the point, it's just I trust Kendrick, because when Damn did drop, like, I did quite like Damn.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's a bad album. Like, I still think it's a good album.
I get what you mean though. I do really enjoy Damn. It's definitely the most like. It's not my favorite, but it is the one I listen to much just because of it is that mainstream. Like, you can put on in almost any situation. Some of the tracks, obviously, the good thing about Kendrick is he has that range in it.
Yeah.
There are songs on there like, is it God? Where it's like
This
super
what
long.
I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Fear, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, there's a lot of tracks like that are that layer deeper.
It still has like the aggressive rap bangers, like obviously DNA element. Like
Damn is a great album. It definitely deserved the acclaim. It's just like you said, it's not my. I don't think it matches the other two on a quality level.
Yeah,
in the same way.
It's interesting because I don't think there's a massive drop off compared to like we were talking about Cole last week. I think with him, there's quite a noticeable drop off past For Your Eyes Only, whereas with Kendrick, like, Damn's still a pretty good album. If you listen to that in isolation, forgetting about Good Kid, To Pimp a Butterfly,
it's a good like gateway album where someone was like, oh, I want to listen to Kendrick, I'll be like, that's got a good range and you'll probably enjoy it. It'd be that and Good Kid where you sort of give them first. You're not going to start start with To Pimp a Butterfly.
Oh yeah, Section 80.
Yeah, I mean, Damn is, we were sort of talking about Forest Hills Drive and how it's sort of like a rap, like if someone's looking to get into the genre, you're like, oh, listen to this.
Yeah.
For a modern era, Damn is definitely in that. Where it's sort of like, if someone was like, oh, what should I listen to? I'd say, oh yeah, definitely start there. And if you like Kendrick, then get more into his discography sort of thing. I don't think it's as good as Forest Hills Drive, I should specify, but it's that similar like
I would
vibe. You know what I mean? Where it's like, this is a, what's the term? Where it's like, when you think like 2010s rap albums, you're gonna think of Damn, but sort of thing.
Yeah, I agree with you. But if I had to choose one to give to people, I think I'd still go Good Kid, Mad City, as like a. If you want one that defined like the early to mid 2010s era, I think obviously the top two that modern hip hop fans go to is Good Kid and Forest Hills Drive. Really,
yeah, I get what you mean.
Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like don't get me wrong, like Damn is one of them that you would recommend just on popularity alone. But
yeah, I mean, it's sort of hard because like who hasn't heard a song off Damn at this point? You know what I mean? Whereas someone's much less likely to have heard a song off Good Kid if they're not already into.
Yeah, but
so in that way, it makes more sense to recommend them that.
But in terms of like what captures the sound better, I think Good Kid has a better representation.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Just where like.
I just think it didn't run the year in the same way that Damn did when it came out. You know what I mean? Like that year is like Damn.
But I think that's unfair.
Yeah, of course.
Just where like as in where Damn was so big commercially. Like that's like, and obviously Kendrick, he's coming off the back of 3 really like masterpieces. So whereas like Good Kid was really like his first proper project that people knew.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I mean, like you said, Kendrick's just an artist that like you trust. Like everyone's going to be listening to this in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
like,
this will. I'm going to say it should be his biggest debut.
Easily. This might be one of the biggest debuts, like, because people have missed him.
Yeah.
In a way we don't miss a Drake. Thinking of people the same level of popularity, mainstream popularity.
I think the main thing is the weight.
Like even Ye, like he's been dropping.
Yeah.
Every couple of years at least.
Yeah, and that's the main thing. It's the weight. Like, Damn it's been what 5 years?
I think so. Right, it's
5 years since Damn.
2017, right?
Obviously, if you count the Black Panther.
Yeah, but
like 4 years. Or was that still 2017? Or was that early 2018?
I think it came out early 2018. I think.
But it's just we've had nothing since.
Yeah, and even then, like, like the Black Panther soundtrack wasn't like a Kendrick album in the same way.
It's just Kendrick's someone you don't even get like a lot of features from him. So
yeah, of course.
You take anything.
2018 Black Panther.
2018, yeah. So,
yeah. So the year after.
So 4 years since like a substantial body of work, if you count that. So yeah, no, I'm intrigued. I'm curious. I wonder if he will drop. I know there's a good chance he'll drop The Heart. But I wonder if we'll get a single from the album.
Yeah.
Before he drops it.
I don't know. Maybe
because it's not long.
Yeah, it's literally like 4 weeks. Or maybe even technically maybe even 3. So yeah, not long at all. I mean, it really depends what sound he's going for, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah, because the title, a title, how much can it really give away? But
yeah,
I don't know. It makes me think we're gonna get some like I don't know, Big Steppers. Makes me think we're gonna get sort of I don't even know, like a throwback sound almost.
Maybe it's like you say, it's hard to tell, like because when you look at his title, like To Pimp a Butterfly, yeah, but
what's that mean?
Damn, but when you think of like To Pimp a Butterfly, you're thinking like this is gonna be some, high energy, like throwback, lowrider, hip hop type stuff.
Yeah.
And then it came out and it was like hella experimental.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't really read into the title too much.
Yeah, of course. And sometimes titles are like deliberately misleading. This could be a super downbeat album.
Yes, it's gonna be that rock album that was rumored.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, it'll be interesting because it makes sense, right? He's doing like Reading and Leeds or one of them, or Glastonbury, one or the other. Maybe we should
yeah. Do you think
rethink our summer festivals?
Yeah, that would be sick. What features do you think he'll have? Do you think he'll have any like big names?
Maybe it wouldn't surprise me if he even has features. Obviously, it wouldn't surprise me if we get a Baby Keem on there.
Yeah, I think that's probably a given. With him being on there.
Apart from that, I really wouldn't like to guess. I'm not taking it as a given as like we'll get SZA or someone else off TDE on there.
Is there anyone you're like desperate to have as a feature?
I mean, there's the obvious ones. Of course, you want him and Cole to collaborate.
Yeah.
But I don't like expect it. Like if I see it, I'll be like, oh, cool. But I'm not like, oh my god, I need it. Especially now. But I mean, Cole he kills his features, so
no.
I would really like if the two of them are just like rapping.
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
Just off like the expectations alone, Cole would have to drop like an amazing verse.
Yeah,
I know.
I mean, I have no reason to assume he wouldn't, though.
No, yeah, of course. It's just yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind hearing Jay-Z's done so many features recently. I'd love to hear him and Kendrick.
That's a good one, actually. Yeah, Jay-Z.
Like, do a really like the two of them just like flowing, sort of, like Lovell, where it's like sort of laid back ish beat, just like rapping about life and shit. Like, I would really like to hear.
I think them
together.
Them two would be perfect because obviously he was on Good Kid, but it's like a bonus.
I was gonna say
it's not really.
Yeah, and I want to hear it like now.
Yeah,
you always want to hear a more recent sound, like what they sound like now. They're in different places. Whatever sound this album has, I want to hear like Hove on that.
The other thing is obviously Good Kid, Mad City. It's like at the time it was like Jay-Z the legend. He's like featuring on this new artist like Kendrick, up and coming still. Whereas now, like, there's an argument where like, in their careers, they're much closer now than they was.
Well, yeah, I mean, Hove's sort of semi-retired, isn't he?
Whereas like Kendrick, even though he hasn't dropped, like you can argue he's. I mean, I'd
yeah,
still say he's like top of the game.
Part of the big three of modern hip hop.
Yeah,
isn't it? Like when people talk about modern rap, they think of him, Drake, and Cole. At the end of the day, they are the like three people for a reason.
Yeah, so it would be interesting to see how they would go back to back on a track.
Yeah, definitely.
How they would rap and what. Yeah, Hove, that's a good one.
Yeah. Do you have anyone you're like dying to hear? Have we ever got Kendrick and Savage? I'd quite like to hear them.
I know of no, I don't think we have.
I think they could do something pretty cool.
Savage. I would like to hear Kendrick with an R&B artist, like a new like a Brent or someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just for a bit of variety. And I think it would flow well.
I mean, if him and Miguel did another, not Miguel, who is it on? Like Zakari. If they did another one, that would be great.
Yeah, but it's like when you look at like the older, like a Poetic Justice. I know like there's not really a singer on there, like, but you know, a more laid back.
Yeah. Like, I get what you mean.
Track like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's done a lot of great songs with SZA. I'd love to hear her and them do something. I'm trying to think now.
Yeah, it's weird because like you need someone of that caliber.
Yeah, I mean,
on a Kendrick album.
A personal one is Jid. I think like Jid is so clearly like inspired by Good Kid era Kendrick. I would love to hear the two of them like
how
just
that would
fucking rapping.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout. Yeah, Jid.
Do you think we'll get like a Drake feature or someone like that?
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I agree. I don't feel like.
It's just Kendrick. I don't know. He seems, because what features did we get on Damn? Obviously we had the Rihanna, fucking U2.
Yeah. Zakari. Rihanna, Zakari, U2. That's it.
That was it.
Unless there's like hidden ones that I'm not remembering, but I don't think
not off the top of my head, no. And obviously, that'll be interesting.
But I've been trying to think of like whose album was he on around the same time. Like as I said, he had a song. I mean, obviously on the Black Panther soundtrack, he had a bunch of people, but like he was on Control, obviously.
It's weird because obviously Damn didn't really have any features of like recent eyes, if you think about it. As I know obviously Rihanna, but in terms of like, you know how Drake's type of features is people who are very current, whereas Kendrick doesn't really seem to do that.
Yeah, or like on Donda, where it's, you know, Fivio Foreign and people like that are very,
or even your Savages, your Futures.
Obviously he did have that song with Future on Black Panther.
I know, but that was as in like his
albums, I get what you mean.
It's like he tends to stray from that, which I don't know. I'd like to see him just going toe to toe with like everyone current.
Yeah, definitely.
In, like the hip hop scene.
Yeah, that honestly, you could say anyone, and I'd be like, yeah, you know, I would at least like to see it. You know, it's been so long since we've had Kendrick music that isn't like a verse.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Literally, I'd be like, cool. Anyone off TDE, I'm here for it. Schoolboy Q, Isaiah Rashad, any of them, I'd take it. I'd be totally down.
But yeah, no. Either way, excited for the Kendrick album.
Absolutely. Welcome to Don't Start a Podcast, by the way. We didn't didn't actually get the intro. So
there was bigger announcements.
I was going to say Kendrick had to take priority, and we're so influential. At the end of the day, you know who we are.
Exactly. Don't even need an intro.
Don't need an intro. But yeah, I mean, I sort of want to wait and see. That we could speculate for like fucking forever with Kendrick is the thing.
It could be anything.
We have nothing
at all.
You know what I mean? Like nothing to go on. We have a name.
Yeah.
And
which
that's
again,
it.
You can't really read into. But whilst we're on the topic of new releases, did you see the PUSHA T track list?
Yes.
And what did you think of it?
Number one, I did listen to that Neck and Wrist song.
I
thought it was cool. I did wish PUSHA had done a bit more. You know what I mean? He clearly fell back to let Hove do his thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I would have liked to hear both of them do their thing. You know what I mean? Like, I get why, but you know, at the end of the day, I wouldn't have minded a stronger verse from Pusha, but it's still a banger at the end of the day. Like, and fucking Jay-Z, man, like,
yeah,
he's a good rapper, it turns out.
that whole guy's decent.
Yeah, you know, it's actually quite solid.
Because I know that guy was on Drake's album, and he was decent on there as well.
He's been on a couple of Drake albums, actually.
Yeah, and he was on Donda.
Oh, no way, he was on there too. That's crazy. Kanye must have, like, really given him...
Put a spotlight on him.
I was going to say, giving him some shine.
But yeah, Push. So you got Ye. Obviously, the Jay-Z and Pharrell are on there, but I've already heard that. Kid Cudi and Ye on the same song.
Did you see the tweets from Cudi about that?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
We're never getting Kids See Ghosts 2, are we? And we probably wouldn't have got it. Even
that
if
animated TV show they were going to do.
Oh, yeah, that was all cap. It was all in disguise. Yeah, it's disappointing, man.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like you said, we're just back in that a couple pods ago where it's like we're back in that phase where like they're not going to work together.
Yeah.
We're going to, you know.
It's just, the thing that worries me is I don't know how many projects Ye has left in him. Yeah. Like, because like he's not young.
Yeah, absolutely. He's nearly 50.
Yeah, and yeah, it's just disappointing because obviously Cudi and Ye, there's not many better collaborators.
Yeah, I was gonna say
for me, like, yeah. I mean, at least we're getting a track with them.
I was gonna say at least Cudi like cleared it and said, "Cool, let's do it."
Did.
You know.
So.
And you know, whenever the three of them were on a track, it's great. So.
Yeah.
Even outside of just Ye and Cudi, like Ye, Cudi, and Push are a great trio.
That's the trinity right there.
Yeah,
I'm hyped for this album though.
Absolutely, I'm really excited
because obviously you got Don Toliver and Uzi on a track with him, which could sound like anything. so I'm excited for that.
That's gonna sound like coke.
Yeah. I just want Uzi spazzing, like talking gibberish. Don Toliver on like a sexy hook.
Yeah. Whoa.
And then Push just doing what he does, rapping about.
Yeah. Getting the phlegm at the back of my throat ready for tomorrow to hit the on beat.
And then interestingly, Malice and Labyrinth.
Yeah, that last one, I was like,
which again, very interesting. Like Labyrinth, I don't know, like talented guy. So
yeah, I was gonna say the Euphoria soundtrack absolutely fucking slaps. So I'm excited to hear him harmonize about.
But I just on a Pusha T song, it's that's probably like I never would have.
Don't wreck that lineup.
Labyrinth on a Pusha T song.
Absolutely, I'm here for it. That and it's the outro, isn't it?
Yeah, last song.
That's gonna be magical. I'm ready for it. He did like an album listening event, didn't he? Did you see it? It was like
I haven't seen it. No.
I only saw the pictures. I didn't listen to anything. But he had like Coachella on the wall. Like, I love it. I love these like lent all the way into it. You know.
Yeah.
That people are like, all he does is rap about coke, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna rap about coke.
Right. You're goddamn right.
You're goddamn. But yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully he comes over here, does a tour.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm all the way prepared for this Push album. And then jumping forwards a week, we've got that Future album.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Again, we're talking about Future. Last episode, and he's dropping.
And
as well.
here he is. He's
what's going on there?
So yeah, I mean, will we get a single for that? I don't know. I'm quite interested to see like what producers he's got working on it and that. Who he collaborates with at the end of the day. I
mean, there has to be a Ye feature, surely.
You would assume so.
Just from all that stuff with Donda too.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if we get another Drake feature. They always seem to be fucking working together.
You know, I can't complain.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to hear Future and Don Toliver.
That would be a great combo. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. It's been long enough since the last Future album that I'm ready for a new one.
Yeah, no.
And we're getting a GIVEON single the same Friday, so the Toxic
can't go wrong. It's
the Toxic
two ends of
Kings
the spectrum of Toxic Kings.
Absolutely.
You got I'm sad and sexy. I'll sing to you.
Yeah.
Toxic, and then you got I've got like. Do you see that video of Future where it's like, do you want any more kids?
Why did Julia Fox ask him that? Was that
the
like her like shooting her shot or what?
Yeah. The way she asked it was like, do you want any more kids? She might as well have fucking winked at the camera. It was so on the nose.
Oh my god!
What did he say? He's like,
bad wife.
I gotta have more than two with my wife. So it's different. So it's special.
So it's different.
As if like all his other kids are just right off.
It's like that old interview where a woman was like, "Are you looking to settle down?" He's like, "Yeah, if I meet the right woman." And she was like, "Why haven't you settled down with any of your baby mothers?" And he was like, "It'd be unfair on the rest."
Future has no shame. He's just
sensational. I'm here for it. I'm ready. Did you see that GIVEON's ex is dropping a song the week before that has like the same title, more or less?
No, I didn't.
GIVEON's single's called like "Lie Again," and Justin Sky, she's dropping a single the week before called like something to do with lies.
Oh, she
like "No More Lies" or something, and then he's the week later going "Lie Again."
What, is she an artist?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
I've only known her from like Instagram. I've not actually ever heard a Justine Sky song in my life, but R&B beef, the first R&B diss track.
Yeah, it's like when H.E.R had that other guy, him, and he just like all his songs were like opposite of her.
Literally. Lights on and his was lights off. God, the shame.
But they had no relation whatsoever.
The worst part is she called him out on it, and he like had the audacity to say something like, "Because hiding your identity is so original." And it's like, bruv, but how are you calling her unoriginal when your whole thing is just copying her?
It was so blatant as well. It was just
the audacity.
Same album cover, just in like blue or something.
Yeah, like hers was blue, his was red.
Yeah, and
bruv,
the name, the track list.
Yeah, and like proper making it sound like they were connected. Not just like, oh, I'm a fan and I wanted to do like, you always see that on YouTube, like male version, female version, where it's like Marvin's Room, female perspective. It's like a remix.
This guy was fully committed. What did he think would happen? He would blow up and they would like make a joint album.
I guess so. I guess that was his dream.
It's, I don't know,
weird.
Just imagine like there was like a Scissor fan who made an album, alternate, or he a shift, and
Numlock,
and he's like, yeah, this is like a response to Control. You'd be like, what?
Supermodel, regular person.
Yeah. The weekday.
The weekday. No, like genuinely though, like as I said, I get it. Like if you're like a nobody, you do like a cover of your favorite artists, make it your own, so people go, oh rah. I mean, even established artists do that. Like Chloe Bailey does that all the time, where she'll do a cover and like flip it. But like, there's something about just like ripping your whole identity and visuals and everything off.
I get like a song, like inspiration, whatever, but your whole act is,
and like putting like work. It's not just like a video of you in your room chilling singing the song. It's like I've done visuals, I've done album artwork, I've done everything.
But in his head he was like, this is genius. I'm him. Like people be like, yeah, so when's him and H.E.R coming out? He thought they would do like a joint tour of joint albums. It's
wild.
Yeah.
Absolutely wild.
I wonder if he still makes music.
I hope not. But maybe. Yeah, very interesting individual.
Interesting idea.
Maybe he did do a diss track. Does he still do it now? Maybe he just kept doing it, but people stopped listening. Maybe he still does.
Ever listen?
Her last album, he just like Yeah, I remember. He was like not big, but like big enough. Like he was like the niche artist where it's like, oh right, you listen to R&B. If someone was really into H.E.R, they'd be like, oh, have you heard of him?
He still releases music. 2022, he's been dropping.
Is he still called him?
Yeah.
The shamelessness.
I got you.
No, after I got called out, I'd have to like change my identity.
40,000 monthly listeners.
Right, he's hitting
numbers.
It's a bit where he drops a diss track to us. It's like, still more listeners than you.
He's got a point.
But we have more influence, so who's
I'm
the real winner?
No shame, man. No shame with this.
That's amazing. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
The audacity. I'm in shock. Yeah. Then the week after that, your boy Jack Harlow's dropping.
Yeah. Can't wait.
What did you think of that Drake Jack Harlow leak?
I thought it sounded quite sexual. In a good way. Like,
I was not prepared for that.
No, I thought, yeah, like Drake.
I see why it's unreleased. Because if I was Jack Harlow, like, I'd be embarrassed that like Drake like wrapped me up in a zoot and like smoked me like that.
Oh,
like that was
he fucking destroyed that.
Why? Because I hear Drake Jack Harlow, I was expecting like
something
in my
catchy.
Feelings.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Catchy,
like
3 minute does the job.
Yeah, you know,
like
poppy. You're like, oh okay. You know, like when we got No Guidance. You know, we just got a club song from the two of them.
Which, you know, to be fair, Jack Harlow and Drake, if they went for that, I think it would have been a catchy song. It's like his song with Chris Brown, Jack Harlow, like it's catchy. Like I think they could make a catchy song. But like you said, it's Drake on his like Lemon Pepper Freestyle.
I was gonna say it immediately made me think of Lemon Pepper Freestyle, and like that had Rick Ross on it, and he's like a great rapper, whereas Jack Harlow's like a poppy rapper. You know what I mean? Like I've never heard Jack Harlow like on that kind of laid back flowing style.
I just don't think he's like
good.
Got the talent, enough talent. Like I don't think he's completely trash, but do you get what I mean? Like, Rick,
yeah.
He doesn't have the ability to like do a 3 minute, like fucking pure flow. Just a long verse.
I will say, I think the song's old though.
It might be, but haven't they been like seen?
Obviously they've been seen together in Tux and Keiko's one. There's that funny picture of them with all them girls.
Yeah.
But I don't know, something about what Drake was rapping about made me think this is from like last year, because number one, the Pusha T like bits where he's like Daytona spit in your face.
It's just
that bit where he rhymes the H.E.R of the chain with the H.E.R of him spitting. I was like, right, this man is spazzing. Like, what
was the other bar about? Fucking property.
Yeah. I can't remember.
When I listened to it, I was like, this geezer's on smoke.
Well, and like, I thought there was a yay bar in there with the, that's what made me think it was old. The praying on my downfall don't make you religious. That, to me, made me think, is this old? Which, by the way, that's going to be one of my Instagram captions in the summer. Follow me to see that, because praying on my downfall don't make you religious is a great bar. That's absolutely a caption. But yeah, I thought it was like from last year, maybe.
The thing that I found interesting was the timing. Obviously, Pusha's dropping the album, and now all of a sudden this surfaces where he's like dropping bars on Push.
Yeah, it's very direct bars.
Timing.
Yeah, it is.
It might be old, but either way, the timing that it's been leaked.
Yeah, definitely.
So
there's a deliberate to it.
I wonder if they will drop a track together. If they don't drop this officially.
Yeah, maybe. I hope not, because then I have to listen to Jack Harlow.
I'm going to find this bar. Nah. How can I address you when you don't own property? They only finesse you when you don't move properly. How can I address you if you don't know properly?
That's another Instagram caption.
It's got layers.
So many layers.
It's all the Drake haters in the comments. It's not even that complex, man.
It's not even that.
Just like address properly. Like you know what I mean?
Come on, man. You lot are Drake fanboys. Fucking biased.
But yeah. No, like I said, Jack Harlow and Drake. Like for me, Jack Harlow, you know, he's just one of them rappers where it's like
mid. I don't know why I'm being so aggressive with my Jack Harlow hate. Against him. I do. I don't know what it is. I've just never clicked with him.
He's just like like you said, pop rapper. Just, you know,
absolutely.
You hear him out. You're like, oh, it's catchy. Like it's right. Like
yeah.
I don't go hip hop is Jack Harlow. I don't like. It's just he's just fine. Like
100%. Yeah.
Like I said, he's got his song with Chris Brown.
Never heard it, but yeah, don't want. Obviously, the Lil Nas X one is like everywhere.
Yeah, like but him and Drake, I think they could make like a catchy summer anthem.
Absolutely, if they dropped a song together, it would be like a poppy song. Yeah, not
Drake knows how to work with artists like Jack Harlow.
Absolutely,
perfectly. He knows how to do it.
That's the thing that makes Drake so successful is every artist he works with, he knows how to adapt to fit their
get the best out of them.
Yeah, you know, he goes in their lane. You know, that's why he gets called a culture vulture or whatever.
That is kind of Drake's lane in a way, like the
pop rap. Absolutely.
Rap. So
I saw Jack Harlow aficionados on Twitter who know more about him than I do say that like already a lot of his songs sound like B-Tech Drake songs anyway, so it makes sense that him and Drake do a song together.
Yeah, no.
And Drake loves to jump on the wave of who's big at the moment, and Jack Harlow is big at the moment. I think of outside of Kendrick, of these upcoming releases, he's going to sell the most. Not including Kendrick. I think Jack Harlow's going to sell more than Future, more than Push. I think. Jack Harlow's like...
I think more than... See, it's hard to gauge how big PUSHA T is. Because, like...
I think the thing about Push is he's more niche. He's got a die-hard fan base, but...
Yeah, I don't... Because he has been around for years, but like you say... I don't know. For like a proper hip-hop fan, you know who PUSHA T is.
Absolutely.
But outside of that, yeah, like you say, he's obviously not mainstream, but
yeah,
he's not really...
The only thing people know him for is, oh, that's the guy that revealed Drake's child to the world.
It's that, and then if you're aware of a few years before that, it's the frequent Kanye collaborator.
Yeah. Oh, it's Sky and Runaway.
Yeah, exactly. Like but yeah, he'll probably sell more than Push.
I think
Future, I'm not sure. You think he will?
I don't know. The thing with Future is like... Normally he drops so regularly, I feel like his sales are pretty...
okay.
Yeah. But whereas where he hasn't dropped in a couple of years, maybe he will sell better.
I think... I don't know.
Yeah, it also depends what kind of album we're getting from Future.
Yeah. If you were to ask me out of nowhere, I would have said Future. But like, I don't know how big Jack Harlow is.
That's the thing. I think Jack Harlow has, at the moment, he has a good social media team.
He does, but does he have fans? Because most of his in the limelight is features.
Yeah, that's a good
does
point.
he have like an actual fan base?
This is what we saw with that Coil and Rage chick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where like you can be popping on social media and then...
So I wonder how much it will sell.
Yeah. I just get the feel he seems to have more of a fan base for his music. Whereas like it didn't surprise me Coil Ray didn't sell low, because like her fans are like not there for the music, it's her.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like the visuals. That's most of what I see. Like it's very rare she drops a track and I see people be like, oh man, yeah, she fucking spazzed on this one.
Because it's hard to gauge. It's the same with Lil Nas. Like people thought his album was gonna like break the numbers. Yeah. And it did well, but it didn't like it didn't do what everyone was expecting it to. So it's like how much, because obviously he's always in fucking social media and that.
Because he's the best at it. anyone I've ever seen.
So like, self-aware.
I was gonna say,
amazing.
And like knows how to flip.
And he plays like the trolls and that, just where he's gay and I know he's not fully in hip hop, but you know
he's in and he's also like black and gay and sort of involved in the country scene a little bit. Like
he's done
he has like a Venn diagram of just the worst
and
people
his rap
in the world
name
hating him.
Includes Nas.
yeah.
It's so and Little, which is like a thing, like you know all these little rappers.
Yeah.
But he plays to it perfectly.
Absolutely.
He knows how to get the
100%
stay relevant. Like
yeah, so it'll be interesting. I mean, obviously Kendrick's going to destroy everyone's numbers, but as I said, I reckon Jack Harlow Future push. But also, I mean, it also depends what features they have. Like if Jack Harlow has an album with no features,
which I doubt.
Yeah,
he's gonna have it stacked.
But equally with Future, if Future has an album where it's just him, I don't think it will sell as well as if he has like, you know, names on there.
I want everyone to be on Future's album. Go.
As I said, I want to hear
Drake, Savage. Fuck, just give me Way Too Sexy part 2.
Let's go. Yeah, I'm excited. We got a lot of good music coming out these next few weeks, hopefully, and Jack Harlow. Haha, you thought I was done.
Got him.
Yeah, so I suppose sort of on the topic of music, did you see any of Coachella at all?
I saw the performance that mattered, which was the weekend.
You saw the whole thing?
Not the whole thing, no. Just like highlights.
Yeah, same. I saw a couple of clips, not even that many. I heard he didn't have a long set though. I heard it was like Swedish House Mafia had a set then.
Yeah, because he didn't do any of House of Balloons or, I mean, I didn't expect him to do Kissland, but none of that or House or Trilogy for that fact.
Oh, really? That's all.
Yeah,
interesting.
I don't think he did. So it must have literally been
That's
the bangers.
crazy. Like not even Wicked Games.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw him do like Often and Ornar and
the transition from he did one where it was Out of Time into I Feel It Coming.
Oh yeah, I didn't see
that. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean he is really good at transitions when he plays live.
And what was the other one? There was one that went into the hills.
It was I can't remember now. But yeah, I know which one you mean. I saw that. And as I said, I saw
Hurricane
into the hills. That was pretty cool. I saw that, and I saw the Often into Ornar, where it like kind of went all bookily demonic, and
it's crazy.
Ornar.
Yeah, it's crazy how much music we haven't heard live for him.
Yeah.
Where his last UK tour was 2016 Starboy.
Yeah.
Or 2017.
It might have been in 2017, I think. But yeah,
so
either way.
We've had Melancholy. We haven't heard any of that live physically. Obviously, he's played it live. But I mean, over here, we haven't had Melancholy. We haven't had After Hours. Obviously, Dawn FM. And all of the features in those 5 years.
And he's had like big features.
Massive features. Like, obviously, Hurricane.
Yeah, I mean, recently. That alone.
His ones with Future.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw Low Life. That's what I was thinking of. I saw another one he did. Yeah, he did Low Life in it.
But I need to
and Crew Love.
Songs.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm ready for him to announce this
UK tour,
UK stadium tour, and see what happens there. Yeah. What else did I see? Oh, I saw a little bit of Doja Cat. She went crazy, man. She's gonna be a pop star. I mean, she already is, but like she's gonna be like here to stay, like for goods. Yeah, she's gonna be like an Ariana, where it's just like Doja Cat. Boom.
Yeah, I think so. She's already massive, but like you said,
yeah, but you know what I mean. Like she's been massive the past 2 years. Like she's still gonna be here in like 6, 7, 8 years.
And again, she strikes me as one of them intelligent artists where they know how to stay relevant. They know what to release. Absolutely. Like she seems, again, she's very aware with like social media how to like play with the fans and like the trolls.
Yeah, and she looks like she's amazing live. Like honestly, I'm after seeing a bit of her Coachella thing, I'm kind of gutted if she don't come over with Weekend, because like she went fucking crazy.
Like low key, out of like all the current female, I don't know if you count her as probably a female rapper, but
this was, let's get in the controversy. I don't think so.
I don't think so, but I think you can't
take
her out of the debate.
She's like Lil Nas X. She's not a rapper, but
See,
like...
I'd say she's much more of a hip-hop artist than Lil Nas X.
To be fair, I've not heard loads of him, but... what I heard of that song with Jack Harlow.
But he's chorus. He's doing like... he's more of a hooks.
Yeah, I don't
think he really has a song where he's rapping, where she does.
I don't know him well enough, but yeah. Yeah, the thing is, though, like, because I see people compare her to Drake, and I'm like, that's unfair on her. Because, like...
it's unfair on her.
Because, like, Drake, like, could just rap. You know what I mean? Like, she don't have a lemon pepper freestyle.
No, but the thing is, and I don't know what it is, like, Drake haters, or just people that... people seem to only think of Drake, like, 2017 onwards.
Yeah,
where it's like this new Drake, which is, like, not... he still raps, but it's like... you know,
his albums are a blend of everything.
Yeah,
you'll have Afro beats
but, like,
on there. You'll have
come on,
everything.
Let's remember, like, nothing was the same. If you're reading this is too late.
Yeah, I mean, that
especially if you're reading this is too late. That is a rap. Like, that is a rap hip hop.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't tell me Drake is he blurs the line.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. Recent times, okay, maybe, but that doesn't take away what he's released.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas, like, with Doja, I don't know.
She is in that sort of that grey area. Yeah, I don't know. Like,
she's not a Meg.
Just because she has songs where she's rapping doesn't mean she's a rapper. That, like, The Weeknd has songs where he's rapping. He's not a rapper.
Yeah.
Like, obviously Doja has more, but I don't know. I just don't think of her as that sort of artist personally.
Nah, but then like.
Which it doesn't matter if she is or isn't at the end of the day.
No.
Like, it's just drawing a line for the sake of drawing a line, I feel like. Either way, she's a super talented artist, whatever you classify her as.
Because even when Nicki came, like, about, she was rapping. And then she had that era where she was doing, like, pop
super
albums,
bass.
like Hot Pink.
Yeah.
And then all the songs with David Guetta, like, she was doing, like, it was pop.
Yeah.
So, like, does that mean she... do you know what I mean? But then you got songs like Seeing Green, where...
that's the thing. I can't picture Doja doing a song like, so I don't.
True. Yeah,
I consider her a pop artist that can rap. Like, I'm not saying she can't rap. I just don't think when I think of Doja. Yeah, exactly.
Like a Jack Harlow.
Much better though. Yeah, again, I get what you mean. Yeah, I haven't heard enough Jack Harlow, thankfully, to be able.
The fans are gonna come for you.
Let's do it. Let's get the views. I want the hate views of the Jack Harlow fans.
I don't know. Either way, she's
either way, she's so talented. Honestly, is probably my favorite female pop artist at the moment.
That's what I mean. And like I was gonna say, if you said who would you want to see out of, like, the current female artists in that kind of group, she'd probably be top.
Definitely for me.
Like
I really liked that last album she dropped. So yeah, as I said, she sort of is in that middle ground where she raps, she sings, she does whatever. I think as time's gonna go, a bit like a Post Malone or someone. Maybe that's a better comparison.
I think that's a perfect comparison. You know?
Where, like,
I think you've hit the nail on the head there, son.
Thank you, geese.
Straight up.
Yeah, like, not necessarily a rapper, but, like, very influenced by it. Very.
And, like, his early albums, he's like kind of phased out of it.
Exactly. As time's gone on, same thing's going to happen with her, where as time goes on, she'll have more and more pop songs. She'll still have songs on the album where she's rapping, but yeah, it'll be like that, I suppose.
Yeah.
Who else was at Coachella? Oh, I saw the Isaiah Rashad. Good for him. Glad he reminded everyone that, like, fuck it, I'm a fucking amazing rapper at the end of the day. Like, fuck all this other noise. And I'm glad he could, like, bounce back, because that sucks, man, what people did to him. That's not cool. That's all. So, I'm glad, like, he's great. He's one of my favorite people on TDE, so he ain't missed yet. So, yeah, looked like a sick performance.
Who was the other headliner? Was it Billie Eilish?
Yeah. Youngest headliner ever, I believe. Good for her. It's not really my
yeah.
speed, so I didn't see too much of
Yeah.
her performance, I'll be honest.
It's a shame that he pulled out, but then
Yeah.
we did get Weeknd.
I was gonna say
replacement.
sort of
Didn't another person pull out?
probably.
Who was the three headliners meant to be? It was
Meg was on the first day. She was before Billie. That song sounded great that she previewed. I saw the timeline. I think it's out tomorrow, so by the time you hear this, it'll be out. But yeah, glad she's sort of back in her rap bag rather than the weird, like, rappy, poppy stuff she's been doing recently that I haven't really...
Because Meg, she can rap.
Like, she is a rapper.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, and, like, she can, like, flow. Like, when she did freestyles and that. Like,
Meg or Cardi?
Meg, easily. Never mind.
She won a Grammy.
Good for...
Good for the Grammys.
Cardi seems like a cool person. I'm trying to get all the hate on us today.
When she's... Nah. We won't get into the bag. Nah. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm in my bag, but I'm in his too.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like, when Cardi came out, she was like... You know, everyone was...
I mean, she sort of blew it open for female rappers, innit? Because, like, Nicki was around, but it's not like we had loads of female rappers after Nicki came in.
Yeah.
Whereas Cardi came in and it feels like people realised, like, oh, Nicki Minaj doesn't have to be the only female rapper.
Which she was for so long.
Yeah, for like, forever. Like, basically, as long as I've been, like, aware of music. She's, like, literally, like, 08, doesn't she come out in 09, 08?
Oh, no, yeah. And she's been about since then.
I was going to say, and has always been, like, a presence. But, she, yeah, as I said, she didn't, like... It's not like by 2011 there were, like, 16,000 female artists.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
that were being pushed. You know, there's always the indie...
I think what it was like Cardi had that year where it was just... She ran it in terms of, like, female artists.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, that album came out, everyone was bumping it, or Bodak Yellow.
I was going to say Bodak Yellow alone.
Obviously, she won the Grammy.
Yeah.
Like, unfairly, you know.
What year did she win it again?
The fucking year of, like, Astroworld and that.
Oh, she won it that year?
And Mac Miller's album.
She won a Grammy, interesting.
Over Astroworld was one thing.
Over most...
album,
I don't know. Her album didn't really click with me. But I'm not a Cardi stan.
It was like a decent album. Grammy worthy. But this is the Grammys. Like, Macklemore won over Kendrick. Yeah. He won over Yeezus, Good Kid, and nothing was the same. What the fuck? Like, arguably the three...
I was going to say three of the greatest hip-hop albums of the 2010s, and the one that has that one song that every white person knows. One.
That's shocking. That is a blinder.
Sorry, two. Thrift Shop as well.
How did that win a Grammy? Like,
and has never been heard of since. Has he dropped anything?
I think he dropped an album after that, but like...
Ghosting.
It was so bad, he like texted Kendrick to be like, yeah, I shouldn't have won that.
I hate that. I hate when people do that. Like I saw that clip of Billie Eilish being like, sorry, I'm not Beyonce. It's like, bruv, just do your thing, man. Like, you're at a festival. Those people are there for you.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Just own it. You know, like if Weeknd came out, so sorry, I'm not Kanye. Like, come on, man. Have some fucking confidence.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Like, I hate that. Like, oh, sorry, I won.
Yeah, it's not their fault at the end of the day.
Yeah, like, cool, I won.
Yeah.
Sorry, Aron, I'm going to interrupt you real quick, but Beyonce,
the best video. She had one of the greatest videos of all time.
Did you see that picture of Drake and Taylor Swift together? What the hell is happening?
He's clapping her cheeks.
It's like an old picture as well. Because he's not got the fucking hair in it.
I saw a meme where it was like, Ye had posted that picture with crosses on their face. And it's like, you know the thing he was saying about Cudi? When it's like, your friends are meant to have your back. And he's saying about Drake.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Maybe he's going to be... Because she's re-recording all her albums at the moment, in it. So there's a theory they recorded a song in that 1989 era.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I went down a rabbit hole of Swiftie fan theories because I was like, what do the Taylor Swift fans think of this photo? I was very curious, and I was like, oh, they think it's like a elaborate album rollout.
Maybe like it is to say we're making a song,
or have made one and we're re-recording it. Because I mean, 2016 Drake would absolutely fit on 1989. Are you mad?
Yeah, yeah.
One Dance era Drake on a Taylor Swift song. That makes sense.
Even now, like. You know,
fuck
yeah, just do it. I don't care.
Yeah, because they've always had a weird, like, because remember he did that Apple Music ad where he's singing like Bad Blood or something.
Yeah, and he's in the gym, isn't it?
Yeah, and doesn't she have one where she's singing a Drake song?
Probably. I don't know. I've seen the Drake one where he's singing that. You know what? Why not?
She listened to Final Fantasy and thought, he might be onto something.
Yeah. But she did that with Ed Sheeran. He like re-recorded his song on one of her.
Yeah,
albums.
absolutely. And obviously she did that extended version of that song on Red or the album before. I don't know. I'm not like
I don't know. Taylor Swift fans are eating.
Yeah, I was gonna say
she like re-released her first album, then Red, with like an extra 10 songs.
Yeah, and one of the songs was extended to like 10 minutes.
Yeah, and then before that you had like 2 back-to-back albums, one which had like 10 unreleased bonus tracks.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a Taylor Swift fan,
the Swifties, they're feasting.
Yeah, not that I listen to Taylor Swift. It's like, I'm too built for that. But yeah,
it's literally like the Drake advert where someone goes out the room.
Red Taylor's version, Alexa.
But yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows what's happening? Maybe they're collaborating. Maybe not. Maybe he just really likes that photo. Maybe that's Drake's way of being like, hey, chats.
He defo clapped her cheeks on. Let's get it right.
That's a podcast exclusive. If that comes out, just know we confirmed it.
Influential.
Absolutely. I mean, we talked about Cole maybe falling off, and he was like, let me remind you of this feature.
Yeah, what, the London?
That
one,
fucking banged.
Yeah.
Bia? She went insane.
Yeah.
Because I've been like vaguely aware of Bia. She's sort of in that female rap lane where it's like the women that make the songs where it's like Step On Me.
Yeah, that strip club music.
Yeah, like Step On Me anthems.
Yeah.
She's very much in that lane. She had that, I think Nicki remixed one of her songs, and I remember that was in like everyone's caption.
Yeah, but like you say, Cole's verse. Like, the whole song's slaps.
Bruv, the hook has been stuck in my head ever since. I'm in London. Bruv, that hook is so good it makes me forget that she says she likes to shop in the mall in London, as though we have malls.
I mean,
maybe
shopping centres. I like to shop in the shopping
centre. I like to shop in Edmonton Green.
Yeah, Eddie, Wood Green. Yeah, Westfield.
Shoreditch. Out with my dogs in Shoreditch. No, they went crazy. Cole, he was like, what do you mean I had a run of features? The run is ongoing, Aaron Caldwell.
Continuous.
You will not.
The little British tint.
Yeah.
That he picks up.
When he's talking like he's the queen. Yeah, it was great. Glad to see he's still, as I said, he's still on that.
This is what I'm saying, Cole. Believe in yourself. You like, come on.
You can do it.
There's evidence there. Like,
absolutely.
Why is he so?
He can collab with almost anyone and like knock it out the park.
And which is like a hard thing to do when you're sticking to your lane, because Drake, very versatile. But he can't rap in a way which is consistent with like various artists. In a way that Cole can.
I get what you mean. Where Drake adapts to their style, whereas Cole like keeps his style but still adapts
Drake
it.
Changes his genre, whereas Cole is still rapping, but he can change the way he raps.
I get what you mean.
I don't know. Just believe in yourself. Like, Cole, man,
you can do it.
So, changing the topic, as it's been quite heavily music based.
Yeah.
Are you up to date on Moon Knight?
I am, yes. Just stay in it.
Yeah. Thoughts?
It's fun. It's not what I hoped it would be, but for what it is, I think it's enjoyable. I think it's the most enjoyable show, probably apart from like Loki, where you don't need to worry about like fucking connections and cameos and this and that. That you can just sit down and have a fun time with. Because even then, Loki loses it at the end, where suddenly it becomes like, oh, this is gonna matter because like Kang is here and this and that. There's a big purple light.
Yeah.
Whereas, I mean, this could do the same thing, where like the last episode or two, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I was enjoying this. I was just having a fun time, sort of unconnected. Bit like Shang-Chi, where I was really enjoying it. It was sort of its own thing, and then like the last half hour or so, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
It's lost me a bit.
See, I'm just tired of being like, this is fine. Like, this is fun.
Same.
And I thought, obviously I've never read a Moon Knight comic, but from what I'd heard and what I'd like gathered, this was going to be at least a bit more different, a bit more mature, which like it kind of is.
Definitely.
But for me, it's like no more mature than like some of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Yeah. So like.
Yeah.
Whereas like, just from our conversations, like Moon Knight's meant to be like this split personality vigilante, and I'm not really.
I had a realization watching the last episode where I was like, why don't Marvel make superhero things anymore where they like fight crime? Why has every superhero in their thing got to be some world-ending threat or like?
I think they're scared to scale back after like Thanos.
And also, is it like we don't want to like not be political in the same way, but like be like make it too real? I want him to fight like muggers because that's like too real. I'd rather he fights like a weird cult from like you know what I mean, where it's like let's remove it a little bit so it's more accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
It's not gonna like make the audience afraid.
That's what I mean. It's just somehow it feels like you're just watching another Marvel film, which is it's a TV show. It's how do they do it? It's
yeah. I mean
I really liked it. First episode, I was like, oh, this is interesting. Like, where's this gonna go? Like, oh, he's fucking like, you know, split personality. He chains himself to the bed. Like, this could be quite cool.
Well, no, I liked how in the first episode they like made it mystery. Like, if you don't know what Moon Knight is, you're like, oh, what is going on with him? Oh, I wonder where. Like, I like that it's a reveal that like he thinks he's two different people. It's just, I don't know if the MCU tone and formula suits a story this real.
Yeah.
And that's why they made the plot so out there. Because they were like, oh, we're kind of dealing with some heavy topics here.
So
Let's make
to make it zany.
Yeah.
And comic-y.
Which is a shame. Because I think Moon Knight is one of the few characters where I'm like, everything the Netflix shows did, even the bad ones, would have fit better for him. I think where you scale it right the way back.
Yeah.
It's really gritty.
But you
don't even need the costume for most of it because his costume is just a white suit and mask. Like,
I couldn't help thinking of like, what if the guys that did Daredevil did this show?
Yeah.
Like, imagine you just had a scene where it's just like an extended scene where he's just talking to himself in the mirror, and it's super like intense. I don't know. It's because the plot and the idea. Even as like even if you like recent Marvel, the idea is still pretty dark.
I was going to say, well, and just it's very serious. You know, it's a serious issue. It's not like haha funny. Like, yeah, they get like anything in life. There is levity to be found, but it's like the overall tone. I just don't know if it's the right character to do it with.
Yeah.
It's a shame because Oscar Isaac is great. The way he can like switch within one shot and you know who he is amazing.
Yeah, genuinely.
and it's like seamless. You're not like, oh, now he's acting this way. Like it's just like, oh, now it's Mark or Steven. You're just instantly like, oh, that's who it is.
How many episodes is Moon Knight? Is it 6 episodes?
I think it's 6 again.
So we've got 2 left.
Right, 2, 1. What are we on?
4.
Yeah, must be 2 left. Yeah, and like they changed a lot about Moon Knight for the show, which like I'm not a massive Moon Knight fan. I've only really read the arcs everyone knows, and that's it. Like I've not really delved deep into the character. He's cool, and he has the benefit of being a niche character where every writer that comes on with Moon Knight can just totally reinvent him.
Yeah.
Because there's no rules, because editorial aren't going to be like, listen, we sell a lot of Moon Knight merchandise, so if you fuck him up, like he can just be a villain almost for arcs where he's just being a dick. And yeah, I kind of knew from the first episode where he was like very supernatural. I was like, oh, we're going in a different direction here.
So is that not a thing in the comics?
No, normally he's like Batman. He's got gadgets.
But does he have, like, I know, like, the thing that's been mentioned in the show is his suit. The suit gives him, like, healing abilities. And
No, that's a show. It doesn't, like, I've never seen, maybe there is an arc where that happens. Yeah. But I've never seen that.
But, like, in the comics, is it, like, the same idea where it's an Egyptian god?
The idea of an Egyptian god is, like, but also, the most interesting Moon Knight arcs that I've read, it's like up in the air if Khonshu is real or him. You know what I mean? Is Khonshu just another aspect of his personality that's manifested? Which,
you know, obviously the latest episode kind of teases that. I don't know how legitimate that will be.
What you mean in spoilers for Moon Knight? At the end where we do the thing from the Darkness 2.
Yeah,
I found that really distracting. I was like, this is just the fucking Darkness 2.
Where he's in the fucking...
I'm in the mental hospital, and like everyone here is people I've already seen. And I was like, bro, this is the same thing. Is this like legally allowed? It kind of frustrated, that bit kind of frustrated, because I was like, I kind of wish the whole thing had been this level of like out there where we're just going for it.
Yeah.
And
it kind of felt tacked on.
Yeah.
How it was such a shift in narrative where it's like,
and like no one believed it.
Exactly. Because I know I just mentioned it as that's maybe a possible thing, but I highly doubt that's what it is.
Exactly.
It's probably just a dupe for like,
100%.
He's going to wake up.
He's in like the afterlife.
Yeah, exactly. Or he's like in a coma or some shit.
Yeah, and like...
So it just felt a bit tacked on.
Yeah, a bit like a lot of the like where it like flirts with doing like horror scenes. I'm always like, no, just keep going, keep going.
Yeah.
You're that like
it's fucking terrifying. If you're like, you have you have another personality of Steven, and he's seeing this like
Khonshu is like a freaky design at the end of the day. It's a shame they played him up for laughs so much, because he is a creepy weirdo. Like the scene where they're in the lockup and the lights keep coming on.
Exactly.
If that had been like a minute longer, perfect. But it's just, we're doing a horror scene, we're out. Don't worry. I hope you didn't get scared. We're out of it. Same thing this week with the mummy. It's like, oh, there's a creepy mummy walking around gutting people. That's freaky.
It is.
And we're immediately out of it. Don't worry. I hope you didn't get too scared. We're back.
And like, there's the main character can just deal with them finally. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, it don't matter. The thing that it's just the thing that's worrying me is this is gonna happen to Daredevil. They're gonna give him like a 6-episode season, half season 4, where it's like, and they're gonna like scale him back. It's not going to be, grounded. I don't know. It'll be some shit with a hand, and they're going to be even more over the top. Like, it's just,
like that might make it more interesting in season 2, but it won't be good.
The thing is, it's like the DC fanboys. They have a good point, because it's, why can't you have in the MCU James Gunn's Suicide Squad and the Batman? Why can't you have 2 projects that are so different in tone in the same universe? Why can't you?
Marvel did it first.
Exactly.
When the Netflix things were connected, because they were to start with.
Exactly. And they still are now.
I mean, now they are. So, but, when it's first... Like, the plot of Daredevil hinges on its connection to the first Avengers movie.
Yeah.
And obviously, as the series go on, we sort of downplay that and then totally pretend we don't exist
and that
in
was
the same universe.
That was the cool thing about having the TV shows, where it's like, okay, this is for a smaller portion of the audience. We're not going to get like all the cinema sales from like families and they're bringing their children to watch Iron Man. But like, there's going to be a fan base for this.
Yeah, this is for the parents who are stuck at home and like it's 10 o'clock. The kids have gone to bed. They want something to watch. Ooh,
what was the point of making TV shows apart from selling Disney Plus subscriptions? What was the point of making TV shows if they're just going to be exactly the same in tone, in writing, like in humor? And what was the point of doing it differently
if they're so heavily connected? Like if you see Doctor Strange 2 without seeing WandaVision, I feel like you're going to be lost.
No, you will,
to some degree.
You surely, because
I mean, even in the teaser, they're like, "What I did at whatever the town was called," and it's like, "Oh, the town." She mentioned the town. Whereas if you've not seen it, you'll be like, "What?"
And this is where like Moon Knight would have been perfect to do something different, because so far there's been like no references to the wider MCU.
Which I did, and if anything, the one thing I found weird is he lives in a world where Thor exists, and he's surprised that like the Egyptian gods also exist.
That's good.
I do find it weird. At no point has no one been like, "Oh, like Thor."
Yeah.
Where they're like, "Oh, the Norse gods exist. Oh, the Egyptian gods too. Cool."
Even Daredevil did that.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's literally street level vigilante. Like, that's what I mean. It's why can't you have both? Why does it have to be?
I mean, the Spider-Man movies couldn't be street level, so
it's just.
This is. I just wish we had. I don't know. I like just classic superheroes in the MCU again. I get their whole thing is they've always done it a bit differently. Like Iron Man at the end. I am Iron Man. Whoa, we're not doing secret identities. Yeah. That's like revolutionary for the time. Or like, Hulk's like a conspiracy thriller sort of thing. And like,
but even then you had,
they're all doing that. None of them are just superheroes.
If you watch 4,
or they are, but what I mean, like crime fighters. Yeah, what I mean, street level.
Yeah,
we don't have that at all, which I get was the appeal early on because everyone was sick of like the same way of doing things in the 2000s.
But then you have a difference. Like if you watch 4 and you watch Captain America, like they are different. They're distinguishable. Whereas it's like now you can tell me like Shang-Chi or I don't know, the third 4 film. Like it's like
or the new one coming out.
It's like in their writing and their humor, nothing is. I don't know.
There's much less difference between them now than before.
Yeah.
Where it feels like rather than being in a genre and having a Marvel tone, now it's like the Marvel genre.
Yeah.
Rather than like, I mean, like Winter Soldier is like a conspiracy thriller with like a Marvel tone where it's like kind of upbeat, but it still is that genre.
Yeah. Yeah. And
whereas like as the movies go, I don't know what genre would you call a lot of these movies apart from like the Marvel thing.
Well, it's like if you that's a good example because if you watched Winter Soldier and Guardians of the Galaxy back to back, you'd be like, these are different. Like, whereas now I don't have that. It's like all these Disney Plus shows to the point where I didn't even finish Loki. I didn't even bother starting Hawkeye because I was like, this is just gonna be like the same.
Yeah,
there's nothing. If you like different subgenres of like comic book films, I just feel like Marvel doesn't offer that anymore.
And like a lot of them by the time I finished them I'm like, this could have been a 2-hour movie. Like, okay, you might have lost some cool scenes, but Hawkeye easily could have been a 2-hour Disney Plus special movie. Easily. And it probably would have been better.
And that's what I mean. Obviously Disney Plus subscriptions, but why make shows then if you're not going to do something different to what you're doing in your movies?
And the big thing for me with their shows is I can't picture ever revisiting them, any of them.
I'm not desperate to rewatch any of them
ever, probably. Because they feel designed for that weekly format, and I don't like weekly television. I'm sorry. The appeal of Netflix to me was I can sit down and watch it all in my free time, whenever that is. If I'm working on whatever, I don't have to be like, oh fuck, I missed an episode. Now I've got to avoid spoilers. It's all at once. I can watch it whenever.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like I finished Top Boy last night, and like I just got to watch it all together in my own free time, not having to worry about every time I go on Twitter that someone's gonna spoil it. And by the time you get to the end, you're like, was it really worth it? Like, was it really that good, or was it just like each week it gave me like a little oh, that was interesting. Whereas when you see it entirety together, you're like, oh, that was really good, or oh, that doesn't hold up.
Well, I think the other issue is like most of the shows, they feel like they're written in a way to be a bridge to the next film. So like WandaVision is just a bridge to Doctor Strange. Falcon Winter Soldier's to the next Captain America film. Which is weird why Moon Knight again doesn't try harder to like go further with it.
But maybe they're trying to shift it, because we've got Ms. Marvel and we've got She-Hulk, which are all new characters. So maybe we're trying to shift into this is where we introduce them, and then they can pop up in whatever we're doing.
I know, but it's just, why do their shows have to be like everything else?
Yeah, exactly. Why? I think that's my main thing, is like, because if you're introducing different characters, they should feel like they're different. These could all just be a big Marvel show, and it's like American Horror Story or something, where it's an anthology, and each season is like a different superhero, and it wouldn't feel like out of place. You'd be like, yeah, okay. Season 1 was about Hawkeye, season 2's about Moon Knight. Like, they feel kind of similar.
It's just, I'm like 6, I don't know why, there's just something that's off with me about the episode counts for all the shows. It's like,
well, because they weren't to begin with, and then all of a sudden they're all 6. And I think they've all been heavily influenced by The Mandalorian.
Kind of.
I think the success of Mandalorian season 2, in particular, the response to the Luke scene, has made Disney Plus feel like every show needs the cameo.
I think that in WandaVision, like the fan hype behind WandaVision. But
WandaVision, apart from Quicksilver, didn't really have the cameo.
But it was this speculation, like that.
I don't think they were prepared for that. Is what I mean. I think that was an accident, and then Mandalorian season 2 happened, where there actually was a cameo. And they were like, oh, this is what people want. So it's like, quick throw Kingpin in Hawkeye. Moon Knight, it wouldn't surprise me if that fucking ends with someone walks out and
it probably will. Me. I feels like they're building to something big for the last 2 episodes.
Probably. Like I will say, I've been very negative, I really like Oscar Isaac's performance, and Ethan Hawke's. I think he's great. And whoever plays Mark's wife, I don't know the actress's name, but she's great.
No, like genuinely, like as I said, the first 2 episodes I thought were like great. Like it's still like a mystery, like him in the museum as Steven. I feel like it's cool.
See, I've had the opposite. I think it's grown on me as time's gone on. This last episode was probably the episode I enjoyed most, until, as I said, it just did that weird Darkness 2 thing at the end that I found really distracting. But just then be like, just making the Mummy 3 really, that we never got. Where they're just sort of in this Egyptian tomb. They're using each of their smarts, like Mark, Steven, and H.E.R are all using their different expertises to get them through it. And then you've got Ethan Hawke's villain. He clicked with me the most this episode. Like, I really like that scene where he's just sat talking to her, just fucking with her. He's great. I mean, Ethan Hawke's great in like most things, isn't it?
Genuinely,
but I think he's quite a compelling villain. Certainly, a lot of the TV shows I think have suffered from having weak villains, where I've just been like, the villain in Falcon and Winter Soldier, she didn't really click with me at all.
That was bad.
Even in WandaVision, I enjoyed her, but you don't get to see her be a villain for so much of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she's sort of there in the background and you're like, well, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, see, for me, like, WandaVision is still probably the best one that I've watched.
I don't know. It really lost me by the end of it.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, it did trail off at the end, but
where it just became a fucking Marvel movie.
I know, but at least you got like 4 or 5 episodes where it's like, this is different. This is weird.
But I don't, as we said, I don't know if I would ever revisit it.
I know, but then I have that with like all the shows.
Yeah, so exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if any of them stand out to me. Moon Knight, just because it's new.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's different.
You know, at least he's a new character. Exactly, I can't see him anywhere else.
Ideas. But
which is weird because there are some great moments in all these shows. All of these shows have like amazing scenes. Yeah, where I'm like, man, this is some of the best stuff in the MCU, and then it's paired with just nothing.
Literally like Falcon and Winter Soldier, like where like Bucky has the list of everyone that he needs to make it up to, and all that stuff where it's like so human, it's so
everything
personal.
with him and Sam, like just together doing their thing, and all the stuff with Sam's family and like him struggling I found that really compelling.
Yeah.
And then like the rest of it was just like this villain with a weird plot, and they're trying to be political, but they can't like, Marvel cannot make a political movie because they want to be accessible to everyone. They want to be the biggest instance. So it's just so vague.
I know.
Where it's like, you all need to sort your issues together. And it's like, what are you... You're saying nothing.
I think that's an issue with Marvel as an overall. They're so scared to go in one direction. They want to make something that's so accessible where they're too scared to push an idea. Like, you couldn't have the Batman.
Oh, absolutely.
You couldn't have Matt Reeves, the Batman, as like in the MCU. You
even couldn't. The Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
like,
or that.
Where he had the freedom to just do whatever.
Yeah. Like, because if you look at Guardians 1 to Guardians 2, it's like night and day, where you're like, you know, I don't know.
Well, and now the Guardians are clearly being like, you know, everyone gets to play with them. So like, whatever happens to them in the new Thor is probably gonna have an impact on Guardians 3, and you know, I mean, it just feels like they're not as free to just do anything.
I don't know. It's hard because the MCU
it is so consistent, and it's not bad.
Exactly, but you create, for me at least, I just want more. It's
when
you especially if you've seen Daredevil and like first season of Jessica Jones and even some of the Punisher, a bit of Luke Cage, like,
well, even like the older Marvel movies like Winter Soldier, you're like, man, this is very refreshing. It's its own thing.
At the time, Guardians, when that came out, you were like, oh, this is like, who the fuck read Guardians of the Galaxy comics?
Well, and like, it made it, I mean, it literally created the MCU tone. You know, at the time, that was so refreshing. Like, oh, it's like a space thing, but they're taking the piss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're just making fun of everything. Like, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Whereas now, it's like, oh, let me guess, we're going to take the piss out of it. Yep,
okay, we're going to make a joke about the villain's name and how he looks.
Yeah.
We're going to stumble to the finish, but we'll still beat him. Don't worry.
And we'll all learn that we're a ragtag family that needs to come together, work out our differences, and defeat the villain together.
And we'll have a sidekick who is the comic relief.
Oh, absolutely. And they also are like integral to solving the problem at the end of the movie. Yeah.
It's just hard because, I don't know, because you can't really, I get there's an audience for,
of course,
how Marvel operates. Otherwise they wouldn't be doing it. But yeah.
But I think the cracks are starting to, because they're trying to do different things, and those different things are limited. Like the Moon Knight. You haven't seen it, but Eternals, same thing. They try and do this sci-fi epic, but at every turn it's undermined by having to be a Marvel movie at the end of the day. Like, they want to tell this story about like these beings that have been here since like basically the dawn of man to now. And you're like, man, that's a cool sci-fi. Nah. Yeah. They gotta make some jokes.
We've got to water it down.
Yeah, like
for the kids.
Just very weird.
But then it's like, what's gonna happen? if they do a Punisher something, or Deadpool or Daredevil.
I mean, Deadpool will have the advantage of he is his own thing. You know, even amongst the X-Men movies, he's his own thing. They'll very easily be able to be like, yeah, Deadpool's over here.
Yeah, but then will they? Like, will they limit him in
his movie? No, I think in other they'll definitely he'll. After you said it, I'm like 90% sure he'll be in Doctor Strange. I think he'll appear. He'll have a silly cameo where like.
I hope so. I hope he gets dragged in by Doctor Strange.
Yeah, like Doctor Strange falls in his universe, and Deadpool's like, "Hey,
yeah,
what's up, Dumbledore?"
Yeah.
And like,
you're probably spot on.
Then they he follows Doctor Strange through a portal, and he gets like zapped or something, and is seemingly killed. And the last end credit scene is he like sits up and he's like,
yeah.
Stephen.
The line will be, "Zip it, Dumbledore."
100%. Or it'll be a reference to, it'll be like Sherlock or something. You know what I mean? It'll be like Benedict Cumberbatch, where it's like a reference to him as an actor. You know, or he'll make fun of his name. He'll call him like Cucumber Patch or something. You know what I mean?
Cabbage Patch Kid.
Yeah. And it'll be like 2 minutes of the movie he's in, it lets him.
The thing that is like interesting is Daredevil would work with Marvel's humor so well in like a piss takey way.
Yeah.
But I just wonder how
Deadpool, you mean?
Deadpool, yeah, sorry. I
was gonna say Daredevil.
Sorry, Deadpool. It's just I wonder how much, if at all, they censor him.
I think they're smart enough. They know they'll let him take the piss out of them, and it'll be like, oh, Marvel's so self-aware. They're so self-aware of their own like, haha. And it's like, yeah, but they're still doing it. You know what I mean? Like, I think they're smart enough that because if they don't have to make any more Deadpool movies after this one, where they can do the third one and be like, yeah, it was a trilogy.
Yeah, true.
You know, but if it does, well, I mean, it'll make like $1 billion or whatever, and they'll be able to be like, maybe Deadpool Disney Plus special.
We'll get like a holiday special.
Deadpool Christmas.
Yeah, genuinely, like we'll get a few things out.
Deadpool jumps in different Marvel movies, and it's like a silly show where he like fucks it up. He like falls in Iron Man, and
or he'll be like a voiceover for like certain things.
Or there's like an old, or not even that old. They did like a. Oh, was it? No, it weren't them. It was DC did a thing called WTF for their covers, where it was just so outlandish. It was sort of a piss take of What If, where the cover would just be something ridiculous for a month, and you're like, what the fuck? So you gotta read the comic, and it was always very underwhelming. But I could see them doing that with Deadpool, where he like falls in a universe and does something absolutely ridiculous, where it's like, in this universe, Iron Man's, I don't know, whatever, you know, or he'll meet like Howard the Duck or something, and it'll be like, whoa, silly zany adventures.
Probably. And
that way he can be over there, but he still makes us money. But yeah, I mean,
which I would rather, like, if they're not gonna. If it means he doesn't have to be censored as much, I wish they do that with him, Daredevil, Punisher. Like, fine. If you have to section them off, like, I mean,
I think I wouldn't be surprised. I think Punisher is the most likely to appear in other things because you can just do him and not have it be violent.
But that's what I mean. Will they give him something?
No, I think he'll show up in character. Like Avengers or Captain. He'll show up in the next Captain America, where like Sam's in a spot of bother, and then like everyone gets gunned down. Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm Frank Castle, and all the audience will be like, oh shit, it's fucking the Punisher. But he doesn't have to be like super violent or anything because they shoot people in those movies all the time anyway.
Yeah.
Or I saw someone I follow on Twitter was like. All you need to do is he shoots a couple people, then it turns out whatever they're fighting, like, oh no, we need laser guns to kill them. And then he can have a laser gun and that's it. You know, it doesn't have to be violent then because he's shooting Chitauri.
Exactly, it's fine when you're killing aliens.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, it'll be like he rolls up, shoots them.
Yeah. And then they're scrolls.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, oh, there you go. And it's fine, they're aliens. We're killing aliens.
It's just... Do you remember when, like... You'd be so gassed to hear like Marvel again Spider-Man back.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, oh, we're gonna get the real. We're gonna get.
And he'll be with everyone, and
yeah, and then now you're just like, it's like X-Men. Like, what's that gonna be like in the MCU? It's just gonna be another
Fantastic Four. It's literally the same director as all them Spider-Man movies.
You couldn't have had a worse pick. Like, I'm sorry.
Like when they announced him, I was like, oh no.
Was it John Watts?
Yeah, the worst part of all those movies is the CGI fight scenes. And you know what you gotta have in Fantastic Four is literally one of the characters all CGI, probably.
I mean, yeah, well, arguably all of them. Like,
yeah, but I mean, even when they're just stood there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the Thing probably will... I mean, yeah, it's Marvel. They're not going to make a physical costume. I know we did for the old Fantastic Four movie, but...
No way.
These days where everything's fucking green screen, blue screen of some kind, 100% Ben Grimm will be like a guy in a mocap suit. So I just... Honestly, of all the directors you could have chosen, I was like, oh no.
Genuinely, like, you couldn't have had like a worse director in terms of how much they stick to the
of a Marvel
of a modern Marvel film.
It's also a shame because Fantastic Four would benefit from the Marvel tone. Like they are the Marvel family at the end of the day, but it's like I'm not excited to see them because it's like everything is that. Whereas if it was like, oh yeah, we're gonna do them and they're gonna be a fun family comedy thing, like perfect. But now it's just like, okay, here we go again, and a director that I haven't clicked with at all really, apart from Homecoming.
But it's I think one of the best examples of like Marvel changing, watering down stuff is like the character of Thor.
Yeah,
like when Thor was like, when you watch Thor, I know a lot of people call like the Thor films a bit bland or whatever, but like,
I think we've never had a great Thor movie.
No, I agree.
A fine one,
although
a bad one. I think 2 is still probably the worst Marvel movie, and then one that I didn't like.
It was just like a Guardians ripoff.
And guess what? He's back.
Yeah, you know, it's for me the first one is still the best Thor film.
Yeah, and I don't even like it that much.
Same. I just think it's okay.
Yeah, same. For me, it's like easily the weakest Phase 1 Marvel movie. Like, easily. Well, not including Iron Man 2, actually.
Thor just became like buff Star-Lord.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is like, what? he when in the first film he's like this arrogant. He's a god. Like he's arrogant.
I mean, in Avengers 1, he talks like a Shakespearean bloke.
What happens to
says
that?
Like verily and stuff.
Yeah. And then now he's just literally Star-Lord. Like,
yeah, and
like,
I don't know, and the what we're adapting for this new Thor film, I am not excited to see them.
Oh, what Jane is.
Well, not just that. Like Jason Aaron's whole run is like epic fantasy, like just really like so good. Like it went on for years. That's where we get Jane Foster as Thor. It's where we get the God Butcher, who's like killing all these different pantheons of God. Oh no, he's gonna be the fucking cameo at the end of Moon Knight.
Is he?
He's gonna kill the Egyptian gods, isn't he?
Oh shit!
Oh,
maybe,
no.
yeah. Oh shit, maybe, yeah.
Watch the end of they're gonna free Khonshu, and in the last episode they're gonna go back to that place, and all of them will be dead.
Yeah,
like whoa.
Yeah, because Zeus is in the new Thor as well, isn't he? Russell Crowe.
Yep. Fuck. I hadn't thought of that.
You're probably right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that whole arc is like amazing, and it's like epic fantasy, like sci-fi fantasy weirdness.
Which would be, if you told me that a couple of years ago, I'd be like, oh, really? Like,
but it's like
I would love that serious. For a Thor film. But it's gonna be Ragnarok.
That sounds like I don't know. I feel like they tried everything with those first, or in their minds, not in reality, but in their minds, they tried everything with those first 3 movies. And then, like, it only clicked with the third one for the general audience. So they were like, we're just doing that now.
Yeah. Because like, people like the modern Marvel films, the wider audience, they're popular. Where that was the most popular. And to be fair, it didn't have high standards to go against.
Yeah, exactly.
The first one's fine, the second one's bad. So it's like, the third one was an okay Marvel film. We'll stick to that for the sequel.
Exactly.
And we'll keep the director. Right.
And I'm just not excited at all for it.
Like, I thought like Jane in them films is like
nothing.
Yeah, she's very
like, easily the
such
weakest
a bland character.
Love interest.
And her herself didn't even like doing the film.
Yeah.
So why? I don't know. It's
I don't know. I'm not really excited. And like, once again, like her having cancer is a very serious thing. I'm not really excited to see the Marvel formula approach that. Because that's her whole thing, is like she like Shazams. Like when she has the hammer, she's Thor, but when she doesn't have it, she's just Jane with cancer that she's dying of. So I'm not really excited to see, like with Mark Spector's mental illness, I'm not really excited to see the Marvel version of like, haha, silly.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it will surprise me, but I'm just really, I feel like nothing towards it. As I said, it's the arc it's adapting. I'm like, oh, that's a shame. I would have loved to see someone else do that. I don't mind them making silly Thor stuff. There's plenty of it. There's literally an arc where he's turned into a frog. That would be perfect for like he would do that so well. It would be hilarious. But adapting like the God Butcher stuff and the Mighty Thor stuff, I'm just like, I feel like they looked at the comics and went, oh, female Thor was really popular. Let's do that.
Yeah.
And so I'm not really excited to see them like chop that story up for a 2-hour thing, because that arc also goes on for like 5 years.
Oh, really?
So I'm not really like, if they announce like this is going to be like the next 4 films are going to be like a 2-parter, where it's like we're shooting them back to back. It's one epic story. I'd be more excited.
Which could have been cool. Like
it'd be different.
Yeah, because they're so focused on team up films. Why don't we focus on one character for like a big saga?
And you can cheat where it's like it is kind of a team up film, because like Jane Foster Thor is there. You've got Valkyrie there.
The Guardians.
Like, Guardians are going to be in some of it. Like,
that
you can kind of cheat in that sense.
Yeah, true.
Whereas, I don't know, just being like, we're going to condense like 6 years of comic story into like a 2-hour movie.
But what happens in the comics? Like, because obviously she becomes Thor. What happens to Thor?
So there's an arc where, so there's an arc called Original Sin, which we're going to breeze through, where the Watcher's like killed, and the whole arc is about like, because the Watcher's been killed, like the things he's seen, people start seeing. So there's lots of secrets revealed. That's where we find out about like Matt Murdock's mum suffering from like postnatal depression, like all sorts of stuff. And there's a big fight where they realize, because Nick Fury was originally white in the comics, they realize like he's behind it. He killed the Watcher because the Watcher saw some bullshit. And so the thing about Nick Fury is he knows everyone's weakness. So when they all come to fight him, he whispers something in Thor's ear, and Thor is like no longer worthy. He like drops Mjolnir, and it's like, oh fuck. And then eventually we get rid of white Nick Fury, and it turns out he had a black son who we just call Nick Fury and has the same eye injury, conveniently.
Well, is this the same time that the MCU?
No, wait, what? Whatever gives you that idea? Why would we get rid of a character with like 60 plus years of history just to like
make him look like so much?
The worst part is that comes from like the Ultimate Universe. And that Nick Fury is like established that he like goes to other universes. So I never got why. Just have him come over. Make a reveal where it's like all the Nick Furies of all the universes are like working together. Where they have like a multiversal shield. Where they all swap secrets. Where it's like, hey, in my universe, Spider-Man's this guy. Yeah. And then he like, oh, let me see if he is. And then it's like, oh shit, same here. You know what I mean? And you could easily bring that Nick Fury over. Have him chilling. We had plenty of people come over from... Literally, Miles Morales came from that universe into the main one. Good point. So I never got why we didn't just do that with Nick Fury, rather than Nick Fury having a son who just happens to look like Samuel L. Jackson. And then everyone just starts calling him Nick Fury. and he just gets to be in charge of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I guess it's a monarchy.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, and so later, I think either at the end of that or in like the next issue of Thor, we just see that the hammer's lifted, and then female Thor appears, and we don't know who it is for ages.
But what happens to male Thor?
He gets the hammer he has in Endgame. Or no, Infinity War, the Stormbreaker. He has that. So he's going around. There were 2 Thor books. There was Mighty Thor with her, and there was Unworthy Thor. Which was regular Thor. Thor Odinson.
So he doesn't die?
No, he doesn't die. He's just that they both have their own journeys where he's sort of, it's a big mystery of like, what did Nick Fury say to him? And I can't actually remember what he said. So it's probably underwhelming. But yeah. So basically, it's weird because Thor is worthy in Endgame. We established that.
Yeah.
It's just Mjolnir got destroyed. So it's kind of weird to adapt that arc. If we'd left Thor in a really down in the dumps place and we're picking up with... There's another Thor.
Well, it's weird because in the screenshots,
it looks...
She's wielding the hammer that was destroyed.
Yeah,
because
and
it's like cracked.
Yeah.
So
I don't know
how that's going to work.
It'll be... Yeah. As I said, I'm just not really excited to see all of that interesting stuff just condensed into, as I said, a 2-hour movie where it'll be like, oh, kind of silly, but also like...
Yeah. And I'm guessing it'll kind of have... At least a bit of the film will be like Guardians 3 setup.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like because people liked their scenes so much in Infinity War, they were like, gold. We've done it. We've figured out what to do with Thor. People liked Ragnarok and we've paired him with the Guardians. But it's now like, yeah, but like, that was like 5 years ago, man.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Like, time has passed. I'm no longer... excited to see that. I'm kind of over it. I mean, even Guardians 3 for me has sort of an uphill battle where I'm just not...
Yeah, I mean, James Gunn, I don't know. I feel like he does the Marvel stuff best.
Yeah.
Like, the humour in that. For me, it works best in his films. Obviously, Guardians 2 wasn't as good as the first one. Like,
yeah,
I still enjoy it.
I didn't really... It's my weaker half or weaker, quite low on my MCU ranking, but
I know we're getting that holiday special for the Guardians before the 3rd film, aren't we?
Yeah, that's this year, I believe, and then Guardians is next year, I think. So
this will be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's just I think the MCU's in a weird spot.
Yeah,
where they're sort of torn between a lot of things.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah. Do you have anything more on the future of Marvel?
It's I don't know. I just want to see
a risk.
A risk, yeah. Give me, because the thing is, I mean, the Defenders is like its own little bit on Disney Plus now.
Yeah.
So it's real. Like, it happened.
Yeah.
So that tells me if they do anything Daredevil related, because all I care about in MCU is Daredevil, to be honest. If they do anything Daredevil related, it has to lead on from season 3, surely. They've confirmed it now. Like, it all happened.
Yeah, but
and they even... Come on. Just give me season 4 with Bullseye. And
yeah, no, I don't... I don't have my hopes up for that. I think we're going to... if we do get another season of Daredevil, it will be like a soft reboot where...
It's just trash.
We sort of acknowledge bits and pieces, but not really.
Yeah.
We'll make it like a loose adaptation of Mark Waid's stuff, because that's lighter anyway in places. And it'll be like a bastardized bad version of that.
Yeah. Probably.
And like it'll be, MCU humor. I'm just not expecting anything.
because they'll make Foggy full on the humor relief.
Yeah.
And I can picture it so well.
Yeah, like you said, the hand will roll up. They'll be like better than they were in season 2, but they'll be like, because season 2 has a balance of like the gritty stuff and then the weird ninjas, and it's not a great balance, but it is there. Whereas this will just be like, now we're just doing ninjas,
we're leaning into the hand. Elektra's gonna have powers, like superpowers.
Yeah, because she can come back and like not reference the other thing.
Yeah, it's just be like, I escaped.
Can tie into Shang. Well, she died and got resurrected and came back evil again.
Bang, yeah. Done.
And like the hand got rebuilt, and we'll tie it into Shang-Chi somehow.
Yeah, it'll be Shang-Chi's sister.
Yeah, like maybe she rebuilt the hand.
Yeah.
You know, and we'll be like, there'll be a team up. Shang-Chi will roll up. He'll be an episode 5 cameo where he'll team up. And we'll also get someone else from Defenders in there just to get the people gassed. Like, there'll be a scene where like Jessica Jones appears.
Yeah, probably.
And that'll be
Blade.
Post Morbius, I heard every vampire movie's getting cancelled, so maybe we're not getting Blade.
Have you seen Morbius?
Absolutely not.
You're missing out.
Have you?
No.
Oh. Yeah, I would like to say I'm surprised that I heard it sucks, but I don't know. I was kind of like, no way. Sony, who haven't made a good Spider-Man related movie since 2009. No, actually, Spider-Verse, not including the animated ones. 2009, maybe.
We'll give Amazing Spider-Man 1 a pass.
I don't like that movie.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad to the level that they've been putting out recently.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean,
past Amazing Spider-Man 2 onwards, it's been like pure stink.
Like and like woeful misses.
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man's like, they scored the goal, but it was like kind of whack.
Yeah, it's like
the form was off. The goalkeeper was just looking the wrong way. You know, you tripped over someone and it just sort of rolled in by itself.
It was rough. You still got the dub. But
yeah,
it was
rough. But nobody's counting that in their highlights. And then like after that, they've just confidently like booted it from the halfway line,
just taking it
and just missed, and it's hit like a 5-year-old in the face and shattered all his teeth. But they're still gassed. They're like,
yeah, like, you know what? It's not a loss. It's not a loss. Because it's like Venom. Both Venom movies are shit, but they're like but they're fun. So like they get a pass. They get like a weird half-handed pass.
I think that like went to their head.
Yeah, so
they were like, people didn't hate this one,
and it's shit. Like, so Morbius will be great. And then they like immediately went back to, let's make Sinister 6.
Except now they're in like an even worse position.
Oh, mate.
Because like at least then it was all one universe, whereas this is like they're doing the multiverse thing.
And it's going to be like the shittest Sinister 6. You're going to have like Morbius, like Michael Keaton's Vulture, who like somehow has the Jatari tech.
And like they've established there is no Spider-Man in the Morbius universe, so like who are they teaming up to fight? And like I thought
Kraven
Vulture was like okay with like Spider-Man by the end of Homecoming, because like he keeps his identity. I don't know, he shouldn't even know who Spider-Man is anymore. But if we Aaron, if we ignore these movies, we don't have to pretend they exist.
I mean, I'll never see them, so
you've already seen most of them.
I've seen Venom,
but you haven't seen Venom 2?
I've seen Venom 2, yeah.
We got it.
They don't.
You've seen 2/3 of the Sonyverse.
I know, but Venom is like its own.
You're not going to see Kraven the Hunter out January 2023.
Is that real?
Yeah, it's coming out. That's what they pushed Spider-Verse back past Kraven. With Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Your only dub is Spider-Verse. You can't be.
And even then, like,
Spider-Verse.
it's animated. You know what I mean? Like, they clearly let them do their own thing.
I know, but
it's not like a universe.
You can't be fucking with Spider-Verse, man. You got to give that the spotlight. If you can do something well, you need to lean into that.
And like Spider-Verse is like one of the best Spider-Man related movies ever made, if not the best. So
yeah,
what are you doing?
And it being animated gives you so much more freedom.
Honestly,
like it works so much better with comic book films. So
yeah, I mean, you're not going to be there opening night for Craven.
I don't. What's after Craven
then? Then we're getting a Madame Web movie.
What is she going to be, the spider person for that universe? Or like,
I know there's two Madame Webs. One who like is like a female Spider-Man, and the other is an old woman who sits in a chair and like can see the future.
Yeah, but it's
so I can't imagine she'll be the one they make a movie about. But this is Sony.
But it's Dakota Johnson, isn't it?
Yeah,
Johnson from that adult film.
Which one? I've never seen it, so
I don't know. Something about grey. Something about colour grey.
If she's Madame Web, she'll wear a blindfold in that because she's blind. So, but she's not blind. She can see the future, the web of time, the web of fate, the web of something. If you played Shattered Dimensions back in the day, she was in that.
Yeah, what game?
Great game.
So you're gonna have Venom, Morbius, Vulture, who is like stolen from the MCU.
Carnage? Does he die? I don't know.
No, he eats. Venom eats him.
He eats. How does he eat Carnage?
He like.
How do you eat a symbiote?
He takes it off him and literally eats it.
Oh, wild. Nah, but like he'll pop out.
Maybe.
He'll be like.
But who else? Craven. You got two more.
Yeah. That's a good point.
They make another symbiote at the end of Venom 2.
Carnage. Do they?
Yeah, he's got like some sort of power.
Do they do
not Riot.
Phage slash Shriek, the orange one. Do they do her?
No, Shriek is in it, but she's not a symbiote.
Oh, not Shriek. Who am I thinking of? Who's the orange one that's in? Because there's this great thing at the Universal Studios in Florida. They have a Marvel Land, which is because of rights issues, is now perpetually stuck in the 90s. So the Spider-Man ride there has the most bizarre assortment of 90s Spider-Man villains I've ever seen in my life. Really? And so like, yeah, rather than Venom, it's like Agony or whatever her name is. There's the orange symbiote. I can't think of her name. Why is that?
What, they don't have the rights to use Venom?
Well, because in the 90s they made it to be like all the popular characters, and she was big then, I guess. Well, and Venom wasn't a villain by then. He was an anti-hero. So they were like, oh, I'll use one of the other evil symbiotes. Carnage is, he's so 1992. It's 1997 or whatever, mate. And so, yeah, when they built Marvel Land, it was like that. But then obviously Disney bought Marvel. So they're not going to let them like alter the rides. So it's just the 90s. Everything there is 90s. Wolverine, 90s costume.
What, and they're allowed to keep it? They're not going to shut it down?
I guess they're allowed to keep it. So long as they never update it. Just the merch in the store. That's all like modern Avengers stuff. And I'm like, fam, any Avengers fan that comes here is going to be confused.
Toxin is the symbiote.
Yeah. Venom's kid. I thought it was going to be one of... not Venom's. Carnage's kid. I thought it was going to be one of Venom's other offspring. No. He has a lot of offspring.
They're teasing Toxin at the end of...
Oh boy, Venom's everyone's favourite symbiote. Maybe the least memorable of the unmemorables. Those are them. She in the back. She's like the breakout one where everyone remembers because she had all that hair. And the others are all just like Venom anyway. So like they didn't really stick around in the popular consciousness. I think they all died unceremoniously from memory. Because in the 2000s we realised like maybe we overdid the symbiotes. Yeah. And then now it's like they're all offspring of like an evil god. Which is supposedly very cool, but I've never read it. And Carnage is like a weird like cultist. It's kind of cool. From what I've heard. I've not actually read it.
But I wonder how far they're going to go with the Venom films. Because it's like, what... Every film has been like a symbiote.
Is he an alien? In those movies?
He comes from a meteor. So
Rah. They just do Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he comes from a meteor.
Oh, I thought he came from like a spaceship in the trailer.
I
Looked like they were in
really
like a
can't
spaceship.
remember.
What? You don't remember the plot of Venom?
Maybe I am thinking of the Spider-Man 3 scene.
I was gonna say where it just lands in the park.
Yeah. Either way, like he is an alien.
He is an alien.
They specify that he comes from a planet.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because Venom says like, he basically says I was the bitch boy on my own planet.
That's hilarious.
Apparently he was like one of the weakest ones. Cause
that's hilarious.
Riot he shook off. Carnage he shook off.
Oh, is Riot in the first movie?
That's the one, yeah. That he goes up
Oh,
against.
sick. Yeah. Amazing. Riot is in a movie. Fucking hell. Mm-hmm. The least memorable symbiote was the villain of... I assume he's the villain.
Yeah, because it's what's the actor? He was at Bastille. I forgot his name.
Oh, Riz Ahmed.
Riz Ahmed, yeah.
Oh, no way.
He is the host.
That's amazing. Maybe I will. I'll watch Venom. Maybe both of Venoms at some point.
I don't know. It's a weird... it's a complex thing, those
web,
films.
If you will.
Because they're shit, but they're also like
fun.
Kind of enjoyable.
They look like they jumped out of like 2003.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
That era of like, oh shit, Spider-Man was a big hit. Let's just like pump something out.
But it's not like the Catwoman film bad.
Yeah.
It's like Daredevil, where it's like kind of... Yeah, it's like kind of shit, but I don't know.
Kind of funny.
Kind of funny and a bit campy. Especially the second one. Like, they lean into it.
Yeah, I was going to say, every trailer I saw for that, I was like, maybe I will watch... I didn't, but I was like, maybe. Because, I saw... I was like, that's definitely Shriek from Maximum Carnage in the background there. Because I saw she was driving and screaming, and I was like, well, I know who that is. I just found it hard to get excited for those movies when they're like unconnected to anything at all.
But it's like Morbius is connected and is still crap. Well, I haven't seen it. So.
Well, and I didn't mean unconnected to it. I meant unconnected to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Morbius can connect himself to whoever the fuck he likes.
But we're getting Venom.
Are we?
We will.
Oh,
the symbiote's there. But then it's like, so when the symbiote attaches to Peter and he's like, oh, and you get the backstory of Venom, is it not just going to be the same backstory as the Venom from the Venom films?
No, we're going to do it where, because in the Ultimate Universe, they like craft it. It's like a science thing. And they're going to be like the little bit that left over, scientists found and like expanded. So we don't have to acknowledge its backstory. We can just keep it vague. Where like, we built it in a we like grew it in a.
But that's shit, because then you like don't get the whole. There's a planet of symbiotes.
And an evil god. I mean that's better than what they did in the like 2010s when because Venom was on the Guardians of the Galaxy and was like a hero. And so they were like, well, we can't have the symbiotes be evil. So they were like, the symbiotes are actually all good guys.
Interesting.
And everyone was like, what? And then, the new writer came in and he was like, nah, there's an evil god that like made symbiotes and like Venom like is gonna, he fights them. It's pretty wild. Pretty wild. Yeah. Comics. So to, shift gears slightly, still a little bit movie connected. Did you see the new Warzone update?
I haven't. What is it?
You don't know what they're crossing over with?
No, I don't.
They're doing a Godzilla versus King Kong update.
Perfect. that fits the map perfectly. No, now that you say it, I saw the...
They were teasing
the Godzilla thing.
Yeah, where they did like a the thing from I think it's King of the Monsters. No, from the movie from King Kong vs Godzilla, where it's like the thing that draws Godzilla in. You could like find that in the map. Like there was a radio making the like bong bong sound.
Yeah,
and people were like, "Wait, what?"
This is exactly what Warzone needs. Massive event where it's just completely out there. Get players
and can like fuck up the map.
Yeah.
Because
surely that
they
means
can totally remodel it.
Nah, because I haven't played Warzone since we last played.
Yeah, and we literally played it like the week Caldera came out, and that was it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like Warzone is Verdansk. It was easily the best battle royale, and like,
because to be fair, we are, with the exception of PUBG, we've played most of the big battle royales.
We played Fortnite quite a lot, Apex quite a lot.
Yeah,
we even played Blackout.
I was gonna say
which a lot of people didn't play, and then obviously Warzone, and like Verdansk when that came out. I know being in lockdown helped the player base in that.
Yeah, but I mean, Apex was not long before then.
True. Yeah. Warzone was massive. Like everyone who fell off COD came back to Call of Duty just because of Warzone. Like
Modern Warfare and that back to back like revived the brand.
Yeah.
So much so that the brand hasn't recovered since. Neither COD since has like gotten anywhere near the same level.
Activision immediately killed the brand again, but like for that.
But even then, everyone is still like, I'm excited for Modern Warfare this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No one is, unless you just don't like COD. I've not heard anyone be like, oh man, I don't give a shit about this year's COD. Because everyone liked either the multiplayer, the campaign, gunfight, Warzone, something Modern Warfare and Infinity Ward did clicked with almost everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if you hated the multiplayer, plenty of people... I mean, I didn't really enjoy the base multiplayer of Modern Warfare. Warzone loved, Gunfight loved.
Yeah. Genuinely, like, I thought the campaign was good.
And when's the last time anyone even mentioned a COD campaign?
That's true.
Like, let's be real, like, even in passing, like Black Ops 2?
Yeah, because even though I thought, like, we've had a few decent campaigns, like, Infinite Warfare's was pretty decent.
I think Infinite Warfare's is kind of a sleeper where at the time it was hated, and I see a lot of people now be like, no, but the campaign was actually really solid.
It was pretty solid. Like, it was like the first COD campaign where you had like freedom to pick your mission.
Yeah, so, and like just it was a lot fresher than you know.
But yeah, like I was saying, Warzone was massive, and for good reason. Like, the amount of hours we sunk into that, and in the new map, I don't know. It's just...
Let's be fair. I think it was prior to the new map as well, because we had fallen off.
Yeah.
Before then, I think there were a lot of balance and like issues like that.
To be fair, yeah.
That
it was the Cold War stuff.
I was gonna say that like fucked the game for me, where I was just like, I don't care. The balance was just wrecked.
It's when they added all the new weapons, they were trying to do too much. So
yeah.
They tried like mashing the two games together.
Which in theory is like the best COD ever, right?
I know.
Like we were always, when we were younger, like, oh yeah, man, imagine like you could play Modern Warfare with like Black Ops guns or whatever.
Yeah.
Turns out there's a reason you can't do it, because it's hard enough to balance one game's worth of guns, let alone like three at this point.
And the fact that Modern Warfare was so polished with its weapons and customization, and then you had Cold War, which wasn't even finished to begin with, and then you like try and mash that in with Warzone. It fucked up
and
Warzone
like
for a while.
The 80s Verdansk wasn't as good as base Verdansk. Like each map has gotten worse. Base Verdansk, great map, on one of the most iconic battle royale maps ever. It's like that Fortnite season 1, you know.
Yeah.
Probably just them two, if we're being honest, as like just a map where everyone knows, like, oh yeah, you can say like Tilted Towers. Yeah. People are like, oh fucking, I know where that is.
Or Loot Lake.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They're just as iconic. Whereas then the 80s one like brought it down and made the map super open, not as fun to play, but still not like terrible. Just
it just tainted
a weaker version.
It tainted like Warzone.
And then like Caldera, I don't know what they were thinking. The whole map is like a field.
And they like tried the same thing again, where it's like we're just gonna put Vanguard's stuff onto the Modern Warfare Warzone engine. It's like,
it's got to be creaking under the weight of it at this point.
And they know that at the end of the day.
There's definitely going to be like Warzone 2, without a doubt, where it's a new browser.
They already announced that, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like, it's just There was a mode. I don't know if there still is. I haven't played it in that long, but there was a mode where it was Caldera with just the modern warfare guns. Like they knew, like come on, and that's what I don't get, because like battle royales aren't meant to be like accurate.
Yeah.
So what if you can pick up a gun?
Well, I mean, literally all of Cold War, they didn't do like an 80s mode. You know, I mean, the whole thing was like
you can still use like the FFAR.
Yeah.
Like the
I don't know.
Any of the
modern
warfare guns.
Yeah.
So why? It's a battle royale.
I think they really wanted to like just launch it and just have it be World War II, and at the last minute they got cold feet.
Yeah.
I think they were like, no, we're rebooting Warzone.
Yeah.
And then Activision or someone were like, look, we're doing Warzone 2 next year. Like, just fucking leave it.
Just merge it.
Yeah, just throw the guns in. They'll complain for a year. Boom, Warzone 2. It'll be over. Don't worry about it.
But they are running a risk now, because if Warzone 2 is bad,
yeah, the player base will split. I mean, regardless, the player base will split. But maybe not. Maybe they are just gonna destroy, because it'll be free, innit? So maybe they'll just Warzone 1 will be obsolete, where like you can't even play it.
Maybe, because this is the thing. Calling it Warzone 2, what does that mean? Is it gonna be?
I mean, I don't think that'll be the official title.
I know, but I mean, like,
internally,
it's gonna be Warzone something.
Yeah.
Which suggests to me it's gonna be a new thing you have to download, where you can't just load into the Warzone app.
Well, and I was saying before to someone else, I was like, I think it'll be a separate launcher, because
it has to be.
Even now, it's still like stapled onto Modern Warfare to some degree, whereas this will just be considered a separate game.
It has to be, because it's so badly optimized. Like, even when Warzone came out, every update you have to download like the full game.
And it's like 8 hours for nothing. The game file size is insane.
Yeah, because like, I don't know. Yeah.
I think Warzone is in need of just something. And honestly, Godzilla versus King Kong, sweet. I saw a lot of people be like, this is ridiculous. I was like, bruv, we did Jigsaw.
We did zombies, man.
The whole fucking thing has been ridiculous.
We did zombies.
They did Die Hard.
They put
the
Rambo.
building from Die Hard in the map.
Yeah. You
Rambo.
But like, you did zombies. Like,
as you said, zombie. Like,
and if it suits the map, like it's
definitely
a random island. You got Godzilla, King Kong. I wonder what it will be though. Like, will Godzilla just be in the distance?
I reckon he'll have like walked a path through the map, or maybe they'll do a sick event where he like hatches out the ground. I've seen a lot of people speculate. There's that dead bit of the map where it's the mountain that he's gonna like burst out of that, and it'll be a big event. I hope so. Honestly, they need to just fuck it, especially where Warzone 2 is coming. Just go balls to the walls, fuck your map up, create a cool new one.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
When are we hopping back on?
The second I see Godzilla's beautiful face popping out the ground. Is it a rematch though? Imagine him and King Kong just beefing.
I reckon you'll have like Godzilla in the distance, and maybe at the start of every game he shoots a beam out of his mouth, and
that'd be sick.
Part of the map gets destroyed.
Or like periodically.
Yeah, and then the ending winning cutscene will be like them two beefing in the background.
Sick.
I'll take it. Something. Just change
any opportunity, and like, what a fun, like, what a good choice. Like you said, the second I heard it, I was like, that's perfect. Like,
it works, yeah. Like, what else could you do on like a random island in nowhere?
Well, and it's like World War II, and like a lot of the Godzilla backstory is like tied into that, so it's like, it fits perfectly.
Yeah, it will break the game.
Oh, absolutely. Godzilla will take like one step and it'll be like 12 FPS.
Yeah, genuinely, because it's just so badly optimized.
That's the thing. I can't imagine them being in the map.
Yeah, that's what
I reckon it'll be like a path he's walked through. As I said, maybe an event where or like there's earthquakes and it's getting fucked up, and then the mode ends and he hatches.
Or he just,
in a cutscene.
Every time the zone closes in, he stays in the zone. And like, if you're in the zone, he shoots lasers at you. I don't know.
Or like, maybe when they like blew up Verdansk, where like it happened in like a cutscene, it'll be like Godzilla's in the cutscene. He's not in the actual game.
Yeah, I think.
As I said, he'll like hatch out the ground or something. I think it's a shout. He's gonna fuck up that bit of the map no one likes.
May the 11th is when it begins.
Where we drop in.
Where we dropping, boys.
I'm ready. I'm, as I said, I'm super excited. I think it's a perfect fit. I think it's a better fit than any of the other movies, to be honest. Outside of like the 80s ones for the Cold War, I think it's a better fit than like Jigsaw.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't know. I like that COD has been doing that since Warzone, and we're getting crossovers.
Yeah,
because fucking Fortnite does it with every genre.
Yeah, I mean that's like the meta of battle royales now. Oh, I have this. Well, I have this.
But Fortnite, for me, Fortnite's too much. You
Where,
have like you have Naruto, you have Spider-Man, you have Travis Scott,
Ariana Grande, like, Rick and Morty. But I suppose that's the appeal. Is it's like, what's that movie? Ready Player One, where just everyone's their own thing.
I know, but there's a point where you're like, come on.
Then
it's like, what is
Fortnite? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jinx. Yeah, like literally though, like
because no one
Call of Duty is still Call of Duty.
Exactly, and that's why I like the way COD did it with Jigsaw and that. Where it's like, oh, it's a skin and that.
Yeah, and there were like things you could find in the map.
Yeah, there was like maybe 3 skins
or like
every few months.
Not a battle royale, Dead by Daylight. Do it perfectly. Yeah. Every single one they've done, you're like, oh yeah, perfect fit. Of course.
It's just
even
Fortnite.
Stranger Things. You're like, oh.
It's just with Fortnite, it feels like we have to keep doing collabs to keep people playing.
Yeah, 100%.
Whereas COD is like an add-on. It's like, oh, that's cool. Because I've never fucking bought the
I was going to say,
Jigsaw
literally
stuff.
none of them.
For me, it's just cool to see in the map.
They couldn't even tempt me with Leatherface. So like, nothing's going to work.
And like, yeah, COD have been doing it, like, kind of.
Since like Ghosts, they did Michael Myers, isn't it?
And like, obviously zombies over the years are like guest characters and that.
Yeah, of course. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, no, I think it's a... I think it's a good choice. And as I said, the World War II has been in sore need of like something. Yeah. So I think doing a big monster event is like, okay, now it has more personality than it did. Where it was like, it's World War II, but we're not really doing World War II. It's more of just like modern warfare with like World War II skins on it.
Yeah.
So I think just being like, fuck it, monsters, big monster. Sweet. Like cool. gives it 10 times more personality than it had prior to that.
Yeah, because it was so bland.
And it worked. I'll drop in. At least I'll play one game just to see at the very least.
It's funny because I was going to ask you the other day to jump back on Warzone.
Oh, no way.
Just because we haven't played it in so long.
Probably have like 16 hours of updates to do.
Genuinely. But now there's a reason to
play absolutely. I'm hyped. I want to see my boy Godzilla anywhere. Ready to see him roll Kong up in a zoot and smoke him for the second time.
They've dropped a trailer for it.
Oh shit! I saw them teasing it earlier. I did think, are they going to drop a trailer?
Oh, Kong is...
Oh, he's like out shit.
He's...
sick.
Oh, it's the actual one from the film.
Well, yeah, because I saw it was like Monarch. Sick.
Where
is he just walking about?
Oof. There's the boy.
My goat. And he's
But they squashed the beef in the film, so why are they at it again?
This is World War II, isn't
Oh
it?
yeah, it's World War.
That's sick. I don't know what that has to do with me playing Warzone, but
yeah, interesting. Didn't really give anything away, but
also gives me hope that the MonsterVerse is like still alive. I was worried after Kong vs Godzilla that they were like, that's it, that's a wrap.
Yeah, because I wonder where they go next though. What?
I started watching those Netflix animated Godzilla movies.
Any good?
Quite cool.
They look quite cool.
The first one's because it's basically like Planet of the Apes bits Godzilla. Like Godzilla like takes over the world, everyone leaves, and they come back like thousands of years later.
When it's like Godzilla's everywhere.
Not everywhere. There's like one Godzilla, but like the whole world has like changed. There's like little monsters running around, and It's quite a cool concept. I quite like that animation style. It's like that CG, but we like try and make it look like drawn, which I quite like when people do. I think it often looks way better than just when we do CG, like fucking animated.
There's like 3 of them films on it.
Yeah, it's a trilogy, so I'm quite, and I think they're doing a Netflix series as well. I don't know why I'm saying I don't know what we're doing with the future of the Monsterverse. They're doing a TV show about Monarch, so maybe that's why they're doing this probably. About the
interesting.
But I am a bit like, well, yeah, but what is it about? Like the bootleg Shield.
Yeah.
Investigating the monsters.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll wrap up some of the stuff from Kong Skull Island if it's a prequel. We might see a bit more of those characters because they just
disappeared.
Yeah. Who knows what happened to them? Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, they're fun films, the Kong and Godzilla films.
The best non-MCU cinematic universe.
What's this competition?
Exactly. You got the DC EU,
which like is bad. Like the DC EU stuff.
Yeah.
Not counting like the independent DC stuff.
No, but I mean the cinematic universe. I'm not talking about anything but cinematic universe.
Yeah, so like Justice League, BVS.
Yeah, that. Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And then what else have you got? You've got like the Harry Potter movies.
Do you count Lord of the Rings?
No, because they're like
a trilogy.
A trilogy and then a prequel trilogy. Oh,
yeah, because you can't count Star Wars.
I'm so worried about this Amazon show they're doing.
Yeah, same. I think it'll be bad.
Yeah, as I said, even the guy that made Lord of the Rings couldn't make good Lord of the Rings movies again. Like, I really think like lightning struck and it ain't gonna hit the same place.
Yeah, it's. I don't know, with The Hobbit, it was like. It never needed to be a trilogy because like the book is so much shorter than.
Yeah.
Any 3 of the Lord of the Rings.
And like, it's a kid's book. Like, it is very basic. Like, my granddad used to read me The Hobbit when I was younger, and like I wasn't lost. I wasn't like, what?
Yeah.
Like, it's very similar, and the situations they get into are a lot more whimsical and silly. Like the barrels down the river or whatever. It's not a epic fantasy thing.
Yeah, but and they took a lot of wrong decisions, like making the orcs CG. There are good parts.
Absolutely, I think the first 2 movies. There's a great movie in there. If you chopped it into one, cut out bits and pieces, I think you could have, not on par, but a solid movie where it's like, man, that was really fun. What a cool film to add in to like your Lord of the Rings rewatch.
It just didn't need to be a trilogy. And they like made extended versions of all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it shows. Whereas like the extended versions of Lord of the Rings, you don't need. I've only ever seen the extended versions of Lord of the Rings once. You don't need them. The theatrical ones work on their own. The theatrical Hobbit, if you think about it, there's so much missing. Like, you remember that Arkenstone? We literally never find out what happens to it. I think that's in the extended cut. And it's like, bruv, why would I watch like with Lord of the Rings, it felt like the extended cut existed because there was just so much content. Yeah. Like, oh man, so many things from the book we want to get in here. And
it's like, you can watch either. It's like, the extended ones, you can live without the scenes that are added. But if you like wanted more, it doesn't feel bloated.
Whereas The Hobbit, it feels like, well, we made extended versions of Lord of the Rings, so we have to make extended versions of these.
Well, it's just the whole idea of we have to make a trilogy because Lord of the Rings was a trilogy and because Star Wars did it. Like,
not everything has to be a trilogy. That's even close.
But it's all about money, tickets, movie sales,
exactly,
selling DVDs, Blu-rays, like.
Yeah, it's a shame. But yeah, I think the Amazon Lord of the Rings thing is just like post Game of Thrones. Everyone was scrambling.
Fantasy.
We need a fantasy thing, and it feels like they were like, well, let's just buy the fantasy. At the end of the day,
but it's like
cool.
I mean, obviously, what it's about is making money. Because if money wasn't involved, you would never need to touch Lord of the Rings again. Because, like, all I'm saying is,
unless you're like, we're gonna do the Silmarillion,
which would have been cooler, doing something that.
I mean, I know it's a prequel. I'm not sure when it's set. I don't know how much this is taken from Tolkien stuff, or if it is just.
I have no idea.
We want to do a Young Aragon show or something.
Yeah, I haven't read into it properly, but
just.
I know they're not
can't
doing
be
the
excited
Silmarillion.
for it.
Yeah. So what is the point?
Yeah.
Money. Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, and we need stuff for our streaming service. At the end of the day, like we need.
Oh yeah, because Prime has
Amazon.
fuck all.
Yeah, that's the boys.
Prime genuinely is probably the worst out of all the ones that at least I own.
I think for movies, it's very good, but they have the worst layout I've ever seen.
It's so hard to find stuff.
But if you delve in, they have so much stuff on there. It bewilders me. Where I'm like, oh shit, they have this.
But when you look at their original stuff, it's like
terrible.
Gosh.
Like it's The Boys and Invincible.
Yeah.
I can't think of one other Netflix, or not Netflix, Amazon thing. I'm like, wow.
They have like the sports ones, like the Olympians, which like, yeah.
Would you buy an Prime just for that at the end of the day?
Like Disney Plus has a lot now.
Yeah.
Like it is worth it. Disney Plus now, the amount of stuff you have.
Yeah,
if you just like you have all the Marvel stuff, including like the legacy films, then you have the Netflix shows.
The thing for me with the Disney Plus stuff, not their exclusive to their catalog, so I'm like, I don't get the appeal. So much of it is so readily available on DVD, Blu-ray, like all the Star Wars movies. Most Star Wars fans already had those.
True, but then
I mean, I don't get the appeal of like, ooh.
But then to be fair, now you've got like what you got Mandalorian, you got like 3 or 4 shows.
Well, and we're doing like this Alien show next year. I think it's supposed to come out. That'll
Obi-Wan.
Be on that. Yeah, Obi-Wan. Yeah.
Obviously, all the Marvel shows.
Because obviously that news came out yesterday about Netflix losing subscribers for the first time in history.
Because they're trying to fuck it up by not letting you.
Well, and just like their exclusives aren't hitting like they used to.
Yeah, but
Stranger Things has been ghosting.
They're like cracking down on sharing your account.
Yeah.
Like, come on, like your Netflix.
It's literally a meme where it's like, oh, I've still got my ex from 6 years ago on my, or I'm still using my ex from 6 years ago. Netflix is like a common joke you see.
Like they must have so many subscribers. Like it's just greed.
Oh wait, all it comes to, and that's what's going to kill them.
Yeah, it will.
I mean, greed already. Greed is killing them because there's now like 8 streaming networks. The greed of wanting your own pocket is what's going to kill all these streaming networks because it's what killed TV. Yeah. People went, why am I paying for however many channels when I can just get Netflix and get all of them? Exactly. So now the reverse is going to happen. Why am I going to get Netflix?
Because realistically, you need 2 or 3 streaming services to have like. If you're like a person that regularly watches TV shows and movies, you at least need two of them to like have a good catalog of stuff. Which like before you just needed Netflix.
Yeah, I was gonna
Netflix has so much.
For me, the main thing Netflix has over everyone else at the moment is their foreign language stuff. Like there's so many.
Yes, and I still think they have the best original stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, what's touching Stranger Things?
Yeah,
I want to know. Like
they have so much. Like all their true crime documentaries.
I was gonna say all their documentaries are like great.
Obviously, I know. Are all the Marvel stuff taken off of Netflix?
Yeah, now they are. But originally they were on
there. Yeah. Instead of Breaking Bad
and Better Call Saul, we probably should have mentioned that.
Yeah.
Did you see the news that they posted?
Yes, Jesse and.
I guess we're gonna.
I have to watch it.
Now. I hear it's great, so I'm quite excited. As I said, I finished Top Boy yesterday, so maybe that will be the next.
That's the one, man.
The next thing. You should watch Top Boy soon, so we can do like an episode.
I will. Yeah, I need to rewatch.
Yeah. I mean, I watched all of it. I hadn't seen any of it. I hadn't seen Summer House or.
Yeah, I'll rewatch Somerset, then I'll get onto the Netflix.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously they got Top Boy, both Top Boys.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Black Mirror, They bought
Friends.
Yeah, but that's not like they like have only they like extended that for like a year or two. I swear they don't have that much for much longer because I swear that's going to like Paramount or someone. But I mean, sitcoms Plus. In general, they have like everything on there. They have Seinfeld, they have How I Met Your Mother, they have Girlfriends. They have so many on there where I'm just like, oh right, if you want like sitcoms, like to watch old sitcoms, The Office,
both of them.
I've started watching Community on there.
Yeah, they got Community. They got obviously Rick and Morty.
Community is quite good. Have you ever seen it?
I've seen a few episodes of the first season.
I think it takes a while to like, a bit like The Office in the US. It takes a little while to like
find it,
figure it. Yeah, but where I am now, towards the end of season 1, I'm quite enjoying it. You know, Donald Glover is great.
Atlanta's on Disney Plus now.
Yeah, that's where I watched it.
Yeah, of course, yeah. That needs to be rewatched.
Yeah, so 3. Good. Honestly, like one of the better like modern shows to come out.
Yeah,
for my money, like I think it's.
My thing with Atlanta is there was such a big gap between season 1 and 2, and then now between season 2 and 3, it's like I forgot about it. Like
it's and where it's short.
Exactly. Like I loved season 1 and that. I need to rewatch it all before season 3.
Yeah, and once again, I think season 1 they try so many gimmicks, some land better than others. Whereas 2 feels like probably where they took that time. 2, it like everyone hits because I think they figured out like, oh, here's what people really liked in season 1. They didn't click as much with this. Let's just do. Where they still do the same thing. Every episode is like a gimmick.
Yeah,
like you'll be into an episode and you'll be like, oh, okay, this is what this episode is.
It's kind of like how Rick and Morty was originally.
Or Community is the same guy as Rick and Morty, isn't it?
Oh yeah, of course. So, yeah.
Watching that, I'm like, oh, this is fucking so much like Rick and Morty, like a live action Rick and Morty, where it's just like the main character is just a dickhead who like never learns, and like each episode has like a weird kooky gimmick. And from what I've heard, that only gets more ridiculous as it goes on. But yeah, definitely. Kind of reminds me a bit of The Office as well, where it's just like weird people doing weird things.
Yeah.
But yeah. We're at 2.5 hours. Unless you've got anything you wanna.
No, like you say, Warzone soon out.
Kendrick Lamar soon out.
K-Dot drop in.
We're ready. You know, we shift the culture at the end of the day, so...
Yeah, that's it. I think next week...
I mean, next week we'll, at the very least, have PUSHA T's album to talk about, so I'm quite excited
PUSHA T's album to talk about. That'll be a good chunk of the pod.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm quite excited to listen to that.
I think at some point we want to do a weekend album ranking.
Yeah.
Just following on from the Drake one.
Definitely. Where you've bought Halo Infinite, I'd quite like to hear your thoughts on that at some point.
I did find a game in the end.
Oh, you did?
Now I can find games. I don't know what it was, but that first night I just couldn't find a game.
I'm telling you, man, the player base got ruined.
Yeah.
Absolutely ruined.
We'll once I've like played the campaign,
I was going to say,
we'll go into it.
Yeah.
But so far,
I'll be interested.
It's decent. It's pretty.
We should probably like replay the Halos and like do a ranking of them at some point and talk through them. That'd be quite fun.
Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
I don't mind. Yeah, Game Pass. What a plug.
Honestly, insane. Every time I see like,
it's such a good deal. Like,
and did you see PSN tried to like?
Yeah, but like shit in a shit way.
I love that the PS3 is so badly designed. They can't like make it backwards compatible.
I will never get over that. It's
how shitty did you build your console?
I'll never get over that. It's just a whole generation you can't play.
Unlike so many like iconic games, like the Killzone games, the God of War games, Infamous, Metal Gear Solid 4.
The Last of Us you got on PS4.
Yeah, but even then, only because they like ported it.
Yeah, true.
Mad, absolutely mad.
No, but Game Pass is genuinely like, I don't know how they make money.
That's the thing. And where they bought Activision and Bethesda, I don't,
because you've got the Guardians of the Galaxy game is on there, which like just dropped.
I was gonna say so many things, and all of their exclusives are on there. Every single one they Halo, always say.
Every Gears, what's that pirate game?
Sea of
Thieves. Yeah.
Yeah,
it is insane. Like, yeah, but it is an insane like value for money because it's only like £13 a month, and that's Xbox Live.
It's basically like OG Netflix
plus Game Pass. Plus you get EA. You know the EA one. So you get like.
Oh really? I didn't even know that.
You get like all the EA games, bar like the new FIFA, because like man was crying.
go get the packs.
Yeah.
They're like, no, you need to pay.
You need to buy
pay
FIFA.
For that.
That's the only one we can't give.
But EA.
We'll give you
I
hockey.
wonder if their Dead Space remaster will be on there.
Good point. Yeah.
Quite nervous. I'll give them credit. They're so open with the development of that. They keep posting like updates, like videos of like, here's a gameplay demo of like this section. And I'm sat there like this. Like, no, I'm not enjoying it. Not enjoying it. And then I'm like, oh, that looks cool. Then I'm like, no. It's a classic. Don't touch it. And yeah, so no, I'm interested. We're in like a weird place in gaming at the moment. I feel like we're sort of transitioning to the new consoles, but no one can buy a new console.
Yeah.
So like we still have to bread the old ones.
Well, it's like I was looking at a PS5 the other day, like just to see. You still can't like.
What, you want another one? You fucking greedy slag.
But you still can't buy a PS5.
I know.
It's such a job.
I didn't realize it's being outsold by Xbox.
Oh really?
Insane. I saw a statistic that just where it's easier to get them, people are going, fuck it, I'll buy a Series X. And probably because of Game Pass and stuff like that, makes it sweetens the deal.
That's what I did.
It's like the first time in like, I forget how many years, where they're selling better than Sony.
Wow.
Because
if you were like, if you have like if your friend group ain't on one console, the Xbox is probably a better deal.
Well, and like crossplay these days, like, does it really?
Yeah, because you can play Warzone across both.
Well, and like when you think in the future, Bethesda, Activision, I mean that alone is like Elder Scrolls and COD.
Yeah.
And like
COD you can crossplay, Fortnite you can crossplay, even FIFA now you can crossplay.
Exactly. Like, and Xbox have always been cool with crossplay. It's always Sony that are like, we don't want to do crossplay.
And like you say, Game Pass is
and I mean,
value.
Even the exclusives I think have evened out a bit.
Yeah, bar Spider-Man, which like I need to play.
Oh yeah. That's the only one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean like, but even then they've had like good exclusives on Xbox recently where I've been like, oh, that looks cool.
Yeah, because like The Last of Us is dead to me, so forget that.
I still haven't played it. I still haven't played part 2. Aron, he wasn't a fan, if you can't tell. At all. It's his Jack Harlow.
So bad.
Oh, I can't believe I had it spoiled for me in a random video.
It's just,
I was like, what?
It's like the writer of the game didn't get why the first one was good.
I've always said it was weird to me to make like a full-on sequel to that because it ends. Video games don't have good endings normally. That ending is like perfection, where it's just like, did you do it? No. Okay. And you can like read into her okay in any way, and you're like, beautiful.
But it did like, it's like the modern version of Metal Gear Solid 2, where it like tricks you. It's like, you're playing as, you like the first one, well good, because you're getting more of that. And then like an hour in, they're like, fuck you.
Fuck you. You're a blonde bitch baby who like throws up and cries.
It's genuinely like, it's night and day. But like even worse, because Metal Gear Solid 2's still a classic.
Slaps.
Like,
when you're fighting Dr. Octopus in the fucking Wall Street and he's chatting about memes.
It's like if you...
Metal Gear Solid 2 is like, the depth that game has is insane.
It's amazing.
Like,
for the time it was released as well.
Yeah,
like the gameplay, the graphics.
Hideo Kojima, say what you will about him, he was like ahead of his time on a lot of that shit.
Oh, genuinely.
Like just the way the world is, the Patriots, all of that stuff.
The first like 1 through 4 were like so far ahead of what gaming was at the time.
He didn't mention Phantom Pain. Did anyone else?
Phantom Pain is the only Metal Gear Solid game which copied other games, whereas all the other Metal Gears.
Do you like Revengeance? I know it's not Metal Gear, but
fun.
like,
it's
yeah,
fun.
I was gonna say I've seen a lot of people say that's a really fun game.
It's fun.
What about Oh fuck! I can't make the joke now because I can't remember the name. That's how forgettable that fucking game was. The one with the unicorn zombies.
Survival.
That's it. I was like, what is that game called?
We won't talk about that one. I never played it.
It's not canon. Not canon.
I genuinely isn't. Though.
Sucked into a portal.
Yeah.
Amazing. They sat there and went, you know what Metal Gear needs? A zombie spin-off in the year of our Lord.
We need a zombie spin-off with like the worst parts of Phantom Pain, where it's just
and like no recognizable characters. Like Big Boss ain't there.
No one is there. Like,
I mean, Big Boss ain't in Metal Gear Solid 5 anyway. So haha.
Yeah.
He got you again, Aaron. He got you twice. He didn't just get you with MGS2. He got you with 5.
It's dumb.
He did it again.
He's probably behind The Last of Us too.
You were playing Metal Gear Solid 5, you got to the twist and you went, he can't keep getting away with it.
He can't keep getting away with this.
That was you. You were there with your PS4 remote in hand. You were like, no, not again.
Yeah. Like, why did he change the voice actor of Big Boss?
Like, from like one of the most iconic voices ever to the guy from 24.
Yeah.
And even then, I don't mind him in Ground Zeroes. I think he's cool.
Like,
when he gets to be Big Boss, I think he's quite fun. Or when he's Ishmael, I think he's funny. Where he's like, she took the quick way down or whatever.
It's just the fact he has no lines.
Yeah, he's
because like fair enough. They probably like they don't have to have the same voice. Him and Solid Snake. But I find
they literally don't in 4, innit?
Yeah, it's just the fact that he has no lines. So it's like, what was the point of recasting him?
He's literally like a block, like a cardboard block.
Yeah.
And like no one in that game does.
Yeah.
Like Ocelot. One of the most personality-filled characters in gaming.
It was Troy Baker. Like, they got a good voice actor.
Yeah.
And he's good for when he's given a chance.
Also, the only one with any personality is Kaz, and he's just like,
yeah,
I'm angry.
Yeah.
The whole game.
And again, it's the whole story in that game just...
Yeah, very bizarre.
It suffered.
You didn't like Skullface?
It could have been cool.
His little domino mask.
But he could have been cool.
He was like, I don't want to be known for the skull face.
Yeah,
So like,
yeah, for real.
Let me make him a little mask. How about the scene where you just sit in a Jeep with him for 5 minutes in total silence?
Yeah.
And you're like, this isn't as good as the ladder in MGS3. I know you think you are, but it's not.
I don't know. A lot went on with that game, but
yeah, a lot of compromises.
It's just Metal Gear was one of the series where like gameplay was vital, but so was like the weird over the top story.
Yeah, of course.
Which like wasn't in 5. It's just
yeah, it feels like they were like, let's make it mainstream, and then like didn't have any ideas apart from that. Which is saying because the core gameplay loop is a lot of fun.
Gameplay is amazing, but it is just like every other open world game.
And you're like, cool, I played this for 4 hours and like I have like 20 hours left. No, I'm good.
Yeah, genuinely.
Like,
it's like after 4 when people moan about there being too many cutscenes, they're like, okay.
Yeah,
you'll have none.
I can show you.
Yeah, you just won't get any cutscenes.
Yeah, but I mean that is every Metal Gear game to some degree, I suppose, where it's like it's a vast overreaction to the one before where like 2 people didn't like it, so it's like, fine, I'll fucking show you. We'll go back to the 60s and like it'll just be a spy thing with no connections to anything.
David H.E.R.
And then it's like, oh, people wanted more connections, so 4 is like a ridiculous story that like weaves everything ever together.
Everything, yeah. Big Boss is there.
And then, oh, people didn't like the cutscenes in 4, so fine, no cutscenes in 5. There's usually like an hour-long cutscene at the end of the game.
Yeah, 5 should have been amazing.
Yeah, I also think calling it 5 was a mistake. It should have just been Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain. But money!
And like the launch was weird, how like Ground Zeroes was its own game, but it was only like an hour of content.
And was low-key the best hour of content.
True, it was fun, but like make it free or something.
Wow, and there was a lot of weird stuff like that game. Like they teased that you would like go back there, where you like see Camp Omega in the daytime in trailers for 5. and then like, nah, you never go back. Strange game.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid.
What series?
Kept you waiting. Let's wrap it up there because we went on a random tangent there at
Warzone
the end to Metal Gear. So if you enjoyed the episode, give us a like, a subscribe, a follow on whatever you're listening to this on or watching us on. Give us a follow on Instagram, TikTok. We post like clips and things, updates through the week. So you'll never miss an episode, as they say.
Exactly.
And yeah, so thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's get our hiatus ready for next week.
PUSHA T. Come on.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Review.
So yeah, I've been Ben.
Aron.
And yeah, peace.
In a bit.